Chapter 113. Her entire slender body was covered by a strong physique. Tang Bao's watery eyes were full of anger as she glared at the face that was close to her. There's nothing between me and her. If there's nothing, why are you two together? Di Haoyan, you're the one who wants to get married. You're also the one who won't let me go. You're the one who's eating from the pot and looking at the bowl. Are you trying to rebel? Di Haoyan looked at her flustered and exasperated appearance. His eyes deepened, focused, and affectionate. He corrected her slightly. You're the one who's eating from the bowl and looking at the pot. I don't care if you're eating from the pot or the bowl. In short, if you're having an affair, I'll fulfill your wish. But I won't stay by your side. I don't want to see you anymore. How can you have an affair without love? Di Haoyan's low and hoarse voice echoed. Even if I'm rebelling against you. Tang Bao turned her face away and did not look at him. He made it sound nice, but he was still secretly meeting with Xiao Ruwei. The car started moving at some point, and the scenery outside the car window was rapidly moving backward. The air was silent and oppressive. Di Haoyan saw Tang Bao looking out of the car window and directly through the medical record card in his hand to Hiju in front of him. Tang Bao was furious at the moment and did not notice it at all. When they arrived at the castle and got out of the car, she remembered. By the way, give me my father's medical record card. Tang Bao reached out. It should have been left in the hospital. Why did you leave it in the hospital? That's my father's medical record card. If you weren't angry with me, would I have forgotten? Was this her fault? Tang Bao was very depressed. She saw Di Haoyan and Xiao Ruwei together and even dropped her father's medical record card. She really could not feel good. Tang Bao thought about it. Why did Di Haoyan and Xiao Ruwei have a date in the hospital? Who was crazy? Tang Bao felt that both of them were crazy. Tang Bao sat on the sofa and played with her phone. When Di Haoyan came in, she pretended not to see him. When the phone was snatched away, Tang Bao immediately glared at him. Give it back. Di Haoyan sat down on the sofa and stared at her with deep eyes. Grab it and give it to you. Tang Bao did not stand on ceremony with him. He pounced over and snatched it. He crawled onto Di Haoyan's body. However, Di Haoyan was strong and had long arms. They just couldn't get the Tang Bao. Her small face flushed red. Di Haoyan's dark eyes were filled with indulgence. He pulled the defenseless Tang Bao over, held the back of her head, and pressed his thin lips against hers. Oh! Tang Bao, who was attacked, was stunned. When she came to her senses, she pushed Di Haoyan away. The more she pushed, the deeper into Di Haoyan's arms. Because the sofa was not as big as the bed, it was not big enough for two people to roll around. In addition, Tang Bao had been struggling angrily. The two of them fell directly from the sofa, although the floor was covered with a soft carpet. When they fell, Di Haoyan protected Tang Bao and landed on the ground, letting Tang Bao lie on top of him. When they fell, their lips were not separated. Tang Bao felt that his mouth was firmly sucked, as powerful as a suction cup. Tang Bao's breathing was rapid, and his cheeks were red. Tang Bao couldn't help but curl up in Di Haoyan's arms. He heard Di Haoyan's heavy breathing and his accelerating heartbeat, and the vibration of the phone. It was Di Haoyan's phone. Tang Bao felt Di Haoyan's body tense when he saw the caller ID on the phone. Bao Bao, I'm going to take a call. Tang Bao sat on the carpet and watched Di Haoyan walk out of the room and close the door. Tang Bao didn't see the caller ID on Di Haoyan's phone, but she felt that it must be very important to Di Haoyan. Otherwise, she wouldn't care so much. She had this feeling once before. That was a call from Xiao Ruwei. After a while, Zhongli knocked on the door. Young madam, young Master Di has something to do. He asked me to tell you. Tang Bao's expression was calm under the light. She said for a moment, got it. After Zhongli went out, Tang Bao's body went soft and fell on the carpet. She looked up at the ceiling. Di Haoyan not only answered Xiao Ruwei's call, but also went to see her directly. On one hand, he coaxed her, but on the other hand, he couldn't let go of his ex-girlfriend. Was this the legendary scumbag? In the hospital's emergency room, Tang Qishan was rescued an hour later. Tang Qishan, who was lying on the bed, became thinner and thinner. Di Haoyan stood by the bed for a long time. Tang Bao woke up in the morning, but she didn't see Di Haoyan. It seemed that he didn't come back last night. Tang Bao sat on the bed in a daze for a long time before she got out of bed. She didn't have to go to school today. She went to the company after breakfast according to her working hours. Di Haoyan wasn't there for breakfast, and Tang Bao didn't ask. But the atmosphere was definitely not good. Tang Bao returned to her position with a normal expression. She didn't know why, but she always felt that the gazes of her colleagues were full of pity and heaviness. Even the whole company was shrouded in a kind of heaviness. Tang Bao stared at the computer in front of her and thought, what? Could it be that the matter between her and Di Haoyan had spread to the company? Besides, even if it spread to the company, it shouldn't be like this, right? The supervisor, who acted like a women's director, called Tang Bao into the office again. Her expression was also quite heavy. Tang Bao, I know you're very sad and want to use work to numb yourself, but I think at this time, you should accompany as much as you can. Tang Bao asked, what are you talking about? Why don't I understand? The supervisor sighed and went forward to grab Tang Bao's hand. She patted the back of her hand comfortingly and said, don't be like this. I feel bad when I see you like this. Can't you make yourself clear? Why don't I understand it all? In order to show that she was not sad, Tang Bao had to smile helplessly. I already know about President Tang's matter. When the company spread the news, I couldn't believe it. Later, I asked Vice President Zhou and found out. You go to the hospital to accompany President Tang. You can work any time, right? My father is in the hospital. Tang Bao was stunned. Yes, don't you know? Tang Bao's heartbeat was unstable, and her breathing was irregular. She asked anxiously, what's wrong with my father? Tang Bao couldn't believe what she heard. What did she mean by Tang Qishan was critically ill and hospitalized? Wasn't he fine when I called him yesterday? How did he become critically ill? What illness? No matter what illness it is, it can be cured, right? Tang Bao was about to take the elevator down, but she bumped into Tang Rui, who was coming out of the elevator. Where are you going in such a hurry? Tang Bao didn't want to waste time here with her. Seeing that the elevator door was about to close, she was anxious to go in, but she was stopped by Tang Rui. Chapter 114. Is my father in the hospital? Tang Bao, it's not that I want to criticize you, but you're really unfilial. You didn't know until now. Do you know that ever since my father was hospitalized, my mother and I have been taking care of him? And what have you done? It seems that I'm more like his biological daughter. How is his condition? Tang Bao had never shown any weakness in front of Zhou, Xiangting, and her daughter. But now she couldn't be strong. Her voice was trembling. Seeing this, Tang Rui felt very comfortable in her heart. So she continued, his 5 viscera were failing. It was too late when we found out. The doctor said that he could only live for a month, but now it seems that the doctor was too optimistic. I think he could die at any time. What's with your expression? I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe me, you could go to the hospital now. But I'm thinking that my father probably doesn't want to see an unfilial daughter like you, right? Otherwise, why would he be sick for so long and not tell you when he's about to die? Tang Bao, you really should reflect on yourself. I just pity my father for giving birth to a daughter like you. Tang Rui's words turned into countless steel needles and pierced Tang Bao's body. Blood gushed out. She didn't believe Tang Bao's words, so she turned and ran toward the emergency stairs. When Tang Bao stood at the entrance of the hospital, she looked at the name of the hospital in a daze. She just came yesterday. She brought Tang Qishan's medical record book with her. Was his current condition written in that medical record book? She was so focused on being angry with Di Haoyan last night that she didn't continue to investigate. If it hadn't been spread to the company, would she have continued to be concealed without knowing it? Tang Bao walked into the hospital. She stood outside the ward. It was the intensive care unit. The nurse inside came out and saw her. She was stunned and asked, "Who are you looking for? Is Tang Qishan inside?" Tang Bao wanted to hear the nurse say no after asking this question. Then she would have some hope. There was no hope for Tang Qishan to get sick at all. However, he's inside. Who are you to him? Daughter. Tang Bao's voice was a little hoarse. The nurse looked at her as if to say, Why haven't I seen you visit him before? Then she said, he just fell asleep. Don't disturb him after you go in. After the nurse left, Tang Bao went in. When he saw the thin Tang Qishan lying on the bed, his eyes welled up and tears rolled down his cheeks. Tang Bao stepped forward. The closer she got, the more tears rolled down her cheeks. She could only tightly cover her mouth and let the sobs get stuck in her throat. In the end, he cried until his body was weak, and he squatted down. Tang Bao sat on a chair beside the hospital bed. His eyes were red and filled with tears. He looked at the sleeping Tang Qishan. Beside him was his phone. Tang Bao took it and flipped through the call history. The most recent call was with her last night. Why was she in such a hurry to hang up? She thought. Tang Bao bit his lip tightly as tears rolled down his cheeks. The person on the bed moved. Tang Bao immediately wiped away his tears. Tang Bao, is that you? Recently, Tang Qishan had been muddle-headed and mistaking someone else for someone else. He was afraid that what he saw was an illusion. Tang Bao cried out, "Why didn't you tell me that you were sick?" Tang Qishan knew that Tang Bao would find out eventually. Therefore, he was not surprised. "Help me sit up. Just lie down. It's not comfortable to lie down." Tang Bao quickly helped him up and let him rest comfortably on the pillow. When he sat down, Tang Bao's tears were still falling. She felt her heart ache. "Why are you crying?" Tang Qishan felt bad too. "What kind of quack doctor treated you? We'll find another authoritative expert. He'll definitely be able to cure you. The one who treated me now is the most authoritative doctor. This illness can't be cured." "Why can't it be cured?" "Even if it can't be cured, it has to be cured." Tang Bao was emotional. "Bao Bao, be good. If it's this life, I'll accept it." "I don't accept it. You're still so young." "How can you?" Tang Bao could not say it. She did not want to see her loved ones leave her again. Her mother was gone. Was her father going to leave her now too? "I don't have much time left. Can you stay by Daddy's side?" Tang Bao bit her lip hard and cried out loud. After coming out of the intensive care unit, Tang Bao was completely weak. It was as if she had been consumed by crying. This must not be real. This was a nightmare. Why was it like this? What did they do wrong? Tang Bao, who was in a daze, did not know whether she had bumped into someone or someone had bumped into her. That brought her back to her senses. Her gaze fell on the woman who had bumped into her. To be exact, it was on the bag that the woman was carrying. There was no zipper. She seemed to be able to see the purse inside. Tang Bao's hands clutched her clothes. She was extremely nervous. She resisted the urge to look away. But the restlessness in her heart controlled her rationality. Her grip on her clothes tightened. In the end, she could not hold it in. She quietly approached the woman. Her hand reached directly into the bag and took out the purse inside. The whole process was slow and careful. Tang Bao's heart was tense. She held her breath. However, just as the purse left the bag, the woman suddenly turned around and saw Tang Bao's theft. "What are you doing?" "A thief. I'm catching a thief." The woman grabbed Tang Bao's hand. She caught the thief in the act. The people around them immediately gathered around. Tang Bao was so scared that her hand loosened and the purse fell to the ground. She was completely dumbfounded. "Look, this thief stole my purse. Fortunately, I found out in time. Otherwise, I would have lost the money to see the doctor. How heartless of him to steal from the hospital." Tang Bao struggled to break free from the woman's hand and turned to run. However, the woman would not let her go. She grabbed Tang Bao and slapped Tang Bao in the face. There was a slap. The slap landed on Tang Bao's face. Tang Bao lost her balance and fell to the ground. 5 bright red fingerprints were printed on her pink face. Tang Bao curled up on the ground. Everyone was watching her and lashing her with words. "Everyone has the right to punish a thief. How shameless of you to steal." The woman still wanted to go forward and hit Tang Bao. However, she was suddenly thrown out by a sudden force. She fell to the ground. The woman could not get up for a long time. Tang Bao did not know what had happened and was stunned. Then, she felt herself being picked up. Only then did she realize that Di Haoyan had appeared at some point, and at this moment, she was being held in a strong and safe embrace. Tang Bao stared blankly at Di Haoyan's cold, intense face. When Di Hao Yin was about to leave with Tang Bao in his arms, he was stopped by the hospital's security guards. "I'm sorry, she stole something. We have to catch her." Di Hao Yin's sharp eyes swept over them, full of hostility. The security guard was so scared that he took a few steps back. Chapter 115. Hiju pushed the security guard aside and said, "Get out." Hiju didn't do this for the security guard's sake, because Di Hao Yin was now full of murderous intent. When the time came, Di Hao Yin might just directly make a move in the hospital. The current situation was not suitable. Di Hao Yin was so angry that he was about to lose control. Di Hao Yin looked away coldly and walked into the hospital with Tang Bao in his arms. Tang Bao sat on a chair as the doctor applied medicine to reduce the swelling on her face. Di Hao Yin stood by and watched silently. Tang Bao's eyes were still lowered. The smell of medicine went straight into her nose, but couldn't calm her down. She stole again. Stole again. She was caught and seen by Di Hao Yin. How would she be treated after the doctor left? Only Tang Bao and Di Hao Yin were left. Tang Bao didn't know what to say. Her eyes flashed, and she didn't dare to look at Di Hao Yin's face. Then his jaw tightened, and he was lifted. Di Hao Yin's gaze swept across her face. It felt like needles pricking her. Even being scrutinized by Di Hao Yin felt an indescribable pressure. What's more, it was targeted. "Do you think I'm too kind?" Di Hao Yin asked in a low and hoarse voice. "What?" Tang Bao's heart tightened. Was he saying that he was too kind to her for stealing? Yes. Tang Bao was about to apologize when she was interrupted by Di Hao Yin's gloomy and cruel voice. "I should have chopped off that woman's hand instead of pushing her." Tang Bao was stunned. Was Di Hao Yin saying that he was too kind to the woman who hit her? However, that woman was already vomiting blood after being pushed by him. She didn't know where her stomach was hit when she was pushed. Tang Bao looked to the side and felt uncomfortable. "Do you really think it's her fault? You're never wrong. Even if you're wrong, it's because I connived." Tang Bao didn't know whether she should be moved or break down. Her heart was in a mess. Her eyes were hot, and tears were about to fall. "Don't cry. I'll put some medicine on your face." Di Hao Yin put a finger under Tang Bao's eyelid. Her tears wet his finger, blocked the flow. Tang Bao felt like crying because of Di Hao Yin's actions. She didn't know that she was so easily. Perhaps she was on the verge of breaking down because of Tang Qishan's illness. She felt that stealing was the only way to calm her down. But after that, she still couldn't calm. When the Tang woke up, she wanted to go home. The doctor also felt that the environment at home would be better, and the treatments. In other words, she wanted her family to spend as much time as possible. Tang Bao went back with Tang Qishan. Tang Qishan didn't seem to want Di Hao Yin and Tang Bao to be together. Therefore, she forcibly separated Tang Bao and Di Hao Yin. Tang Bao couldn't leave Tang Qishan at this time. Di Hao Yin wouldn't let Tang Bao have any regrets, so he didn't take Tang Bao away by force. He could only turn around and leave. Tang Qishan couldn't even walk. She could only sit in a wheelchair. Tang Bao accompanied her every day. Zhou Xiangting and Tang Rui were basically not at home. How could Tang Bao not see that she deliberately avoided him? Tang Rui was fine, but as his wife, Zhou Xiangting didn't even go home. This was what Tang Bao thought at first. This mother and daughter were scheming and selfish. The morning air was good. Tang Bao pushed Tang Qishan outside the door early in the morning to breathe in the fresh air. The whole villa suddenly felt very quiet. It was so quiet that Tang Bao felt a lump in his throat. Would it be quieter here in the future? "Dad, what's wrong? Do you want me to call Zhou Xiangting and ask her to come back?" "No need." Tang Bao was silent. Did he really not care? "I wonder how your mother is doing over there. If I go over, will she recognize me?" Tang Bao held back his tears and thought that his mother was indeed more important. He really didn't care about Zhou Xiangting. But if that was the case, why did he marry her? "I think she must be angry with me." "Why?" "I didn't take good care of you." Tang Bao's tears streamed down his face. She didn't blame him. She wouldn't blame him anymore. No matter how he scolded her, she would accept it. At night, Tang Bao hid under the quilt and cried alone. She didn't dare to cry in front of Tang Qishan, so she could only cry secretly. It was very uncomfortable, and she couldn't calm down at all. She was waiting for her family to leave. This feeling was as painful as being stabbed in the heart. Mom, if you love Dad, don't take him away. I have nothing left. The light of the phone screen flashed in the darkness. Tang Bao saw it and took the phone. The caller ID showed that it was Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao sniffed, cleared his throat, and picked up the phone. What are you doing? Di Hao Ian's low voice had a soothing effect in the quiet night. Nothing. Why didn't you call me? He was still domineering. How would I know that you wanted me to call you? Tang Bao curled up in the darkness and pouted coquettishly. It's not like I have to call you. You can also call me. I really should spank you. I'm already past the age of spanking. Tang Bao felt a little uncomfortable lying on the bed and answering the phone, so he turned over and sat up, turning on the bedside lamp. He got out of bed and put on his shoes to get some fresh air, so he opened the window. What's the right age for now? It's right. I'm not telling you. Tang Bao's face blushed slightly. You're taking advantage of me. Tang Bao's head poked out of the window, and he suddenly stopped talking. He stared blankly at the person downstairs outside the window. The tall figure leaned against the trunk of a tree, holding a phone in one hand and a cigarette in the other. The sparks from a cigarette, but were so obvious in the night, better than any light. Di Hao Ian's face was slightly tilted up, facing her window. His chiseled facial features were obscured by the dark night and the branches. Tang Bao's heart was full. After a long time, she said, If I didn't find you, would you not have told me that you were under my window? Not necessarily. Tang Bao pursed her lips, and her voice trembled slightly. Di Hao Ian, do you think my father will get better? No. Can't you comfort me? It's good to lie to me. Tang Bao was anxious. Just when she was about to cry, she heard Di Hao Ian's low and hoarse voice. I'll be by your side. When Di Hao Ian said this, Tang Bao still could not control her tears. They rolled down. Go to sleep. What about you? I'll leave after you fall asleep. When Tang Bao was about to turn around, Di Hao Ian reminded her, close the window. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian outside. She felt that it was selfish of her to go to sleep. Would it not be good to close the window? Chapter 116. No, keep it closed. Hearing Di Hao Ian's domineering tone, Tang Bao closed the window unhappily. Then, she climbed into bed. Lying on the bed, the phone was placed beside the pillow. The call was still in progress. Tang Bao closed her eyes and felt a little sleepy. Di Hao Ian, have you left? No. Tang Bao's sleepiness deepened. When she spoke again, her voice was very low and weak. Di Hao Ian, are you there? Yes. Until Tang Bao's even breathing could be heard. Di Hao Ian threw away the cigarette, but in his hand, extinguished it with his black leather shoes, and left. Tang Qishan, who was standing at the other window, saw this scene. Tang Bao woke up in the morning and found that the phone was still in progress. She tried to call out, Di Hao Ian. You're awake? Yes. I'm already asleep. Why didn't you hang up? Tang Bao asked, puzzled. I forgot. Tang Bao did not believe it. How could she forget such a thing? Other people might be so stupid as to forget it. Who was Di Hao Ian? When Tang Bao went to Tang Qishan's room, Tang Qishan was already awake. Tang Bao gave him medicine and asked him to take it. I want to see Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao paused in the act of taking the glass of water. She was a little nervous. Why do you want to see him? I have something to tell him. If you have something to say, just say it to me. It's the same, Tang Bao said. How is it the same? Or I'll tell him, Tang Bao said after thinking for a while. No, I'll tell him myself. Some things have to be solved. Dad, don't worry about it. I can solve it myself. Tang Bao's heart skipped a beat, and she quickly said, If you don't let him come to see me, get out. Tang Qishan decided to use force. Tang Bao choked and said, I'll call him. After Tang Bao walked out of the room, he did not know how to continue the call. What was wrong with her father? What did he want to settle with Di Hao Ian? Judging from his attitude towards Di Hao Ian, it was obvious what his motive was. Her father insisted that Di Hao Ian divorce her. If Tang Qishan had helped her like this in the past, Tang Bao would have been very happy. But now, Tang Bao's heart was heavy. It was as if he was about to drown in the water and suffocate. What if she did not call Di Hao Yin, and Tang Qishan's condition worsened in a fit of anger? He weighed the pros and cons. Tang Bao felt that Tang Qishan's life was more important. She still hoped that a miracle would happen with Tang Qishan. Tang Bao squatted on the stairs and sat down, calling Di Hao Yin. When Di Hao Yin came, she was still sitting on the stairs. When she saw Di Hao Yin, Tang Bao's eyes welled up with tears. Perhaps this person would have nothing to do with her in the future. She would really have nothing to do with him. The ending that she had been looking forward to was suddenly resolved by Tang Qishan. Her small hand on her knee was tightly held. With a slight pull, she was pulled up. She was one step higher than Di Hao Yin, but her line of sight was only at the same level as his. Why are you sitting on the ground? It's cool. Di Hao Yin's hand reached over and grabbed Tang Bao's buttocks. He said, "It's cold." The scorching temperature of his palm penetrated the material of her clothes and spread to her skin. Her cold buttocks started to heat up. Tang Bao's face was tinged with a faint blush. She turned around to avoid his big hand and said, "My father has something to tell you." When she entered the room, Tang Bao followed her in. "You go out," Tang Qishan said. "Why should I go out? Is there something I can't listen to?" Tang Bao felt that it was unfair. "I'll tell him. What do you want to listen to?" Tang Bao was about to speak when Di Hao Yin said in a slightly deep voice, "Go outside." Tang Bao bit her lip and went out. After she went out, she took 2 steps forward, turned around, and put her ear on the door again. As soon as she did, the door opened. Di Hao Yin's tall and straight figure appeared in front of her. "Go downstairs." Tang Bao touched her nose and turned to leave. Di Hao Yin closed the door and walked to the bed. Tang Qishan said, "She has never listened to me like this. But the more she listens to you, the more worried I am. Can you understand the intentions of father?" Di Hao Yin narrowed his dark eyes and did not say anything. "When I was married to her mother, until she passed away, I felt that I owed her. I was busy with my career and couldn't take care of my family. What I missed was more than just a little. At that time, I thought that my daughter only needed to marry an ordinary person in the future, the kind of man who could take care of his family. So, when I found out that she was married, and that she was married to the king of D City, I couldn't sleep for a few days. Even after I found out that she was married, I still tried to get Tang Bao to divorce you. But this child can't understand my intentions at all." Tang Qishan finished a long speech, and fatigue suddenly appeared on his face. "I think you didn't come to me to ask me to divorce her, and it's not difficult for you to feel at ease with a verbal promise. You can say it directly." Tang Qishan understood and smiled weakly. It was a particularly stressful thing to deal with such a person. He was sharp and could see through everything. This was also the reason why Di Hao Yin had such great power at such a young age. It was as if he was born with power. Therefore, would Tang Bao be able to control such a person? He could treat her well now, but what about in the future? "That's true. No matter what you promise me, I won't believe it. And the conditions I put forward are not very favorable to you. You can choose, or you can choose not. Don't try to take Tang Bao away by force. If I force her to choose, she will definitely stay by my side." On this point, Tang Qishan was very confident. He knew his daughter very well. Tang Bao paced back and forth downstairs, but he just couldn't stop. What would the two of them talk about? Calm and peaceful? Or fight until their faces turned red? It shouldn't be, right? Her father was already like this. Di Hao Yin shouldn't treat her father like that. Then, would her father ask for a divorce, and Di Hao Yin simply agree? Just as Tang Bao was wondering why he hadn't finished speaking, he saw a handsome man in a suit walk in. "You are. I'm young Master Di's lawyer, Zhou Jisen." "Lawyer? Di Hao Yin asked you to come?" Tang Bao was surprised. "No. Why did he ask you to come?" Zhou Jisen said with the shrewdness of an elite. "I don't know yet. Where's the room? Can I trouble you to take me there?" Tang Bao brought Zhou Jisen upstairs. Tang Bao walked in front and suddenly stopped. If it weren't for Zhou Jisen's good control, he would have bumped into her. "You're not going to file a divorce case, are you?" "Yes." "Who is it for? Did the man win or the woman win?" It's for me. My ex-wife won. Chapter 117. But before she could even see the shadow of the person inside, the door was closed. Tang Bao had no choice but to wait downstairs again. This wait was torturous. She knew very well. If Tang Qishan really insisted that she divorce Di Haoyin, Tang Bao had no choice, but did she have to be present for the divorce? After dealing with Di Haoyin and Tang Bao, Tang Qishan said, "My will has been signed." Then, he took out the will from the drawer and gave it to Zhou Jisen. Zhou Jisen read it carefully. He looked a little surprised. Zhou Jisen's eyes flashed with a shrewd light. "According to the severity of your illness, I need to confirm it again. What did you leave to your biological daughter?" "My company, the money in my bank card, this villa, an old house in the countryside, and 2 other properties." Tang Qishan thought for a moment and said, "Then what did you leave to your wife and your other daughter?" "A property." "Are you sure?" Zhou Jisen asked. "Yes. Is there a problem?" "No." Zhou Jisen glanced at Di Haoyin. He did not say anything, but there was a hidden meaning. Time passed too slowly, and it was a long wait. Seeing Di Haoyin and Zhou Jisen coming downstairs, Tang Bao's body tensed up. Zhou Jisen nodded at Tang Bao and then left. Tang Bao did not see Zhou Jisen's nod. She had been paying attention to Di Haoyin's expression. "What did my father say to you?" Tang Bao asked nervously. "Nothing. Why didn't he say anything for so long? I don't believe it." Di Haoyin saw her clear eyes flashing with dissatisfaction. He reached out to pinch her chin and kissed her lips. "What else do you want to ask?" "Why don't I?" Tang Bao's little mouth was covered again. Di Haoyin's thin lips moved away slightly, and his voice was low and hoarse. "Is that enough?" Tang Bao pursed his lips and blushed. He didn't say another word. It was not that Tang Bao did not understand what Di Haoyin meant, but she was more interested in the content. But Di Haoyin did not tell her. "Then why is the lawyer here?" "Make a will." Tang Bao's expression did not look too good. "Was it my dad's request?" "Yes." "I'm going to see my dad." When Di Haoyin returned to the car, Zhou Jisen was waiting for him. Then he handed the will to Di Haoyin. Di Haoyin's face had already turned cold before he even looked at it. After he finished reading it, his entire aura suddenly turned sinister. What was dictated by the Tang Qishan was the exact opposite of what was written in the will. If it was an irresponsible lawyer, the fake will would come true. This kind of struggle over wills is commonplace. There are even those who don't hesitate to kill for wealth. Zhou Jisen said, "I think this will definitely be closely related to the previous lawyer." Di Haoyin's dark eyebrows furrowed slightly, and his eyes were sharp. "Change the will and let Tang Qishan sign it again. Don't spread this matter. I have my own decision." "Okay." At noon, Tang Bao was giving Tang Qishan medicine. Zhou Xianting and Tang Rui came back. "Qishan, are you feeling better? Look at how busy I was. I only rested now. The company really can't do without you. Get better quickly," Zhou Xianting said with a worried face. Tang Bao really felt that those words were hypocritical, and there was no sadness or sadness in them. It was as if she was tired by the company. Tang Rui also said next to him, "Yes, Dad, get better quickly. Mom and I are so worried about you." Tang Qishan did not say anything. He leaned against the bed and closed his eyes to rest, but his expression was still not very good. "Are you two done singing? If you're done, then get out," Tang Bao said coldly. "Tang Bao, I know you've always disliked me and Rui, but we won't really be angry with you. I just treat you like a child. Your father and I were husband and wife. Your father is sick now. Even if you don't want to see me, you should be more sensible at this time." Zhou Xianting's words sounded like she was wronged, but in fact, she was teaching Tang Bao a lesson. Tang Bao had never seen such a disgusting person. If Tang Qishan was not seriously ill now, she would never forgive Zhou Xianting and her daughter. Zhou Xianting seemed to have finished teaching Tang Bao a lesson, so she stopped talking about her. She turned around and asked, "I heard that the lawyer came today?" Tang Bao's beautiful eyebrows frowned slightly. "Is he here to make a will?" Tang Bao asked doubtfully. "How do you know he's here to make a will?" Didn't your father tell the lawyer before that he was going to make a will? Tang Bao, you definitely don't know. When your father was sick, you didn't even know where to be happy. Are you done? If you're done, then get lost. Tang Qishan was agitated, and it was very difficult for him to breathe. His face was pale, and he was about to faint. Don't be so agitated, Qishan. I didn't say anything. Your health is more important. Zhou Xianting said hypocritically. Tang Rui asked, Dad, did you give your will to the lawyer? Tang Qishan took a few breaths and said, Yes, I gave it to him. Do you have anything to say? I'm not going to die. What do I have to say? Tang Rui deliberately provoked Tang Qishan. Tang Bao felt that Tang Qishan's hands were shaking. Dad, don't be angry. I'm here. Dad, I'm fine. Zhou Xianting and her mother looked at each other and smiled viciously. Since you don't want to see us, let's go. Zhou Xianting turned around and left with Tang Rui. Tang Bao watched them leave indifferently. Then he followed them. Zhou Xianting and Tang Rui were too proud of the will and did not notice Tang Bao following behind them. When they were going down the stairs, Tang Bao raised his foot and kicked Tang Rui hard. Tang Rui shouted and bumped into Zhou Xianting in front of him. The two of them screamed and rolled down the stairs. Tang Bao just looked at them coldly. He felt that the stairs in his house were not high enough. Otherwise, why didn't the two of them fall to their deaths? Ouch, my waist. Zhou Xianting supported her waist and sat on the ground for a long time. Mom, you're bleeding. What? Zhou Xianting's forehead was bleeding. She touched it and felt in her palm. However, Tang Rui was not much better. Half of her face rubbed against the tiles, and there was a blood stain on her face. Mom, do you see if I'm disfigured? My face hurts. When Zhou Xianting saw her daughter's face, her heart suddenly turned cold. She angrily pointed at Tang Bao and said, How can you be so cruel? Aren't you afraid of paying with your life? That's good. I have one life, and I want 2 of your lives. I'll make a profit, Tang Bao said indifferently. You wait. One day, I'll make you cry and beg me, Zhou Xianting said as she pulled her daughter away. Tang Bao sneered. Cry and beg him? She was thinking too much. Tang Bao walked down the stairs and looked at the servant who was standing there in shock. He asked, Did Zhou Xianting find you? Yes, but I didn't do anything. Chapter 118. Don't let me find out that you're communicating with Zhou Xianting again. Otherwise, don't stay here. Do you understand? Yes. After serving Tang Qishan for his afternoon nap, Tang Bao also went back to her room to sleep. She didn't know how long she had slept, but she was suddenly awakened. She opened her eyes and found that she had only slept for half an hour. She didn't have a nightmare. What was going on? Tang Bao had a bad feeling in her heart. She quickly got out of bed and went out of the room. She went straight to Tang Qishan's room. His anxious breaths hit his chest, and it hurt a little. Tang Qishan was sleeping on the bed. It was very quiet. Tang Bao walked over and saw Tang Qishan's hand on the edge of the bed. She wanted to put that hand down. However, when she touched Tang Qishan's hand, Tang Bao froze. The coldness that came from his hand made her body tremble. Dad? Tang Bao called Tang Qishan softly. Tang Qishan didn't respond. Tang Bao called out again. This time, his voice was louder and more urgent. Dad! Dad! Tang Bao touched Tang Qishan's body. There was only coldness. She rubbed Tang Qishan's hand in fear, as if she wanted to warm it up. Dad, don't scare me. You're just taking a nap, right? Dad, open your eyes and look at me. Mom, don't let Dad leave me, don't. Tang Bao's body went soft, and she fell to her knees. Her vision turned black, and she fell to the ground. When Tang Bao woke up, she was in her own bed. The first thing she saw when she opened her eyes was Di Hao Yin, who was guarding beside her. Thinking of something, Tang Bao pulled Di Hao Yin's sleeve and asked nervously, Where's my dad? Where's my dad? Baby. No, I have to see him. He still needs to take his medicine. Tang Bao let go of Di Hao Yin and turned to get out of bed. Di Hao Yin wrapped his arms around her from behind, his broad chest confining her. He passed away. Tang Bao was stunned for a few seconds. He seemed to be digesting Di Haoyan's words. Then, she shook her head. I don't believe you. You're lying to me. My dad is just asleep. He's just asleep. Di Haoyan, tell me he's sleeping. Di Haoyan hugged her tightly. The crying Tang Bao made his heart tighten as if it was being pricked by needles. I have nothing left. Mom doesn't want me anymore. Dad doesn't want me anymore. I have nothing left. Tang Bao buried himself in Di Haoyan's chest and sobbed. You still have me. Di Haoyan lifted her chin. Tang Bao's tears softened his heart, which had always been cold and hard. I said that I would always be by your side. Tang Bao looked at him in a daze. But I'm still very sad. Tang Bao cried. Don't you want to know what your dad said that day? What did he say? He said that the last thing he wanted was for you to be unhappy after he left you. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to leave in peace. Do you want that? Tang Bao shook his head. She was already unfilial enough. Could she be more unfilial? But her heart ached, and her tears fell uncontrollably. Di Haoyan hugged her again and said hoarsely above her head, You can cry, but you have to let me hold you. Tang Bao lay on Di Haoyan's chest and cried out all the sadness in her heart. Only by crying out her sadness would she feel better. After a while, Tang Bao stopped crying and occasionally sobbed. At least, she had calmed down. On the day of Tang Qishan's funeral, Tang Bao cried again. But it was not as unacceptable as it was in the beginning. Wan Malay, who was dressed in black, walked up to Tang Bao with red eyes. Tang Bao, don't be too sad. Uncle will definitely want you to be happy. We will always be with you. Thank you. Tang Bao's voice choked. Di Junbai also came. Tang Bao looked at Di Junbai, who walked up to him with teary eyes, and tears fell. Tang Bao, I'm sorry for your loss. Don't hurt your body. I know. I still like to see you happy, as carefree as before. Tang Bao nodded with tears in her eyes. Di Haoyan's eyes were a little cold, and his dark eyebrows were almost imperceptibly knitted. When they returned to the Tang family, Tang Qishan's black and white photo was placed on the table. Tang Bao looked at it with tears in her eyes. Yiju walked up and said, Young master, Zhou Xiangting and her daughter are here. Where's Zhou Jisen? The young master's eyes narrowed slightly. He's here too. After Tang Qishan's death, his will naturally had to be announced. Zhou Xiangting and her daughter came in one after another, looking radiant. When Tang Rui saw Di Haoyan, she shrank behind Zhou Xiangting in fear. Qishan, you still left me, Zhou Xiangting saw Tang Qishan's photo and cried and was about to pounce over. But she was stopped by Di Haoyan's bodyguards. Zhou Xiangting's crying expression immediately froze. She said, Why don't you let me burn incense for him? He's my husband. Then she pulled Tang Rui over, and his daughter, his favorite daughter in his life. Tang Bao said coldly, Put away your crocodile tears. Zhou Xiangting's expression suddenly turned ugly. But Di Haoyan's powerful aura was present, so she didn't dare to show it too much. She endured it. She thought to herself, I'll make sure you can't be proud later. Di Haoyan pulled Tang Bao to sit beside him. As a lawyer, Zhou Jisen definitely had to sit down. When Zhou Xiangting and Tang Rui also wanted to sit down, Di Haoyan said coldly and terrifyingly, Do you want to be on equal footing with me? Zhou Xiangting and Tang Rui froze there. They stood. Zhou Jisen began to read the will. When the will was finished, Zhou Xiangting and Tang Rui couldn't believe their ears. What did you say? Rui, and I have nothing? Impossible. Zhou Xiangting didn't care about her image anymore. She went forward and snatched the will from Zhou Jisen's hand. Zhou Jisen let her snatch it. Zhou Xiangting looked at the will in black and white, and Tang Qishan personally signed it. She couldn't understand why the will was changed. The will should have been the one that she had changed. She also thought that everything was going smoothly. When she knew that the lawyer was coming, she was determined to take a gamble. Later, the lawyer left and nothing happened. She thought that she won the gamble. Zhou Xiangting looked at Zhou Jisen, Di Haoyan, and Tang Bao. It was you who changed the will, isn't it? How could Qishan leave nothing for Rui and me? At least there was a house before. Now there was nothing. The lawyer was also changed. If this wasn't Di Hao Ian's trick, then what was it? Zhou Jisen's eyes flashed with shrewdness and said, "It's written in black and white. I'm sure the two of you are already clear. There's no need to say anything more. I don't accept such a will. I'm going to sue you." Zhou Xianbing was almost crazy, falling from heaven to hell. She couldn't accept leaving with nothing. Chapter 119. Then, Zhou Xianting and Tang Rui were thrown out of the villa like two pieces of cloth. No matter how much they cried outside, it was useless. Zhou Jisen left after dealing with the matter. Tang Bao was still there in a daze. "What are you thinking about?" Tang Bao's chin was pinched. "Are you pitying them? Why wouldn't I pity them? They put in so much effort and got nothing. Don't you think it's very pitiful?" Tang Bao was not pitiful at all. They've lived in the Tang family for so many years, and they've been arrogant enough. They deserve to end up like this. Tang Bao paused, her eyes flashing, and asked uncomfortably, "Do you think I'm very bad?" "Not bad. That's true. Compared to you, I'm too kind." Di Hao Ian's fingers caressed the delicate skin on her face. "Go to bed and sleep." Although Tang Bao's eyes were open, her eyelids looked particularly heavy. It seemed that even her long eyelashes could not be lifted. "I'm not sleeping. I didn't sleep much last night." "Haven't you not closed your eyes since yesterday?" At least she had a few hours of sleep last night. Di Hao Ian's lips curled up wickedly. "If you want to sleep with me, just say it." "I didn't mean that." Tang Bao wanted to explain to him. She was lifted up in a princess carry. Tang Bao was startled, and her hands instinctively hooked around Di Hao Ian's broad shoulders. "Let's sleep." After lying down on the bed, Tang Bao fell asleep in almost a few seconds. Since Tang Qishan fell ill, she had never had a good night's sleep. Even if she fell asleep, she was worried that Tang Qishan would leave her. Therefore, she woke up earlier than the sun every morning and did not get enough sleep. In addition, her body could not bear the fatigue from watching the coffin last night. She had lost a lot of weight. Di Hao Ian gazed at Tang Bao's sleeping face with his dark eyes. After a long time, he held her possessively in his arms. Tang Bao slept all the way until the next morning. When she woke up, she thought nothing had changed. The Tang Qishan was still there. However, when the surging emotions in his heart flowed through his body, he gradually calmed down. She raised her face slightly and looked at Di Hao Ian's well-defined sleeping face. If not for Di Hao Ian, would she be able to calm down so easily? Tang Bao did not know, but she was grateful. At least, Di Hao Ian was by her side when she was the saddest. He didn't look for Xiao Rue either. Tang Bao's expression changed when he thought of Xiao Rue. Then Di Hao Ian opened his eyes. Tang Bao looked slightly uncomfortable. He left her embrace and sat up on the bed. However, Di Hao Ian pulled him over. "Ah!" Tang Bao was shocked and lay on Di Hao Ian's chest. Seriously, was this how a strong chest was used? Not sleeping anymore? Di Hao Ian's voice was low and magnetic. "Yes, I slept well. Let me kiss you." "Why do you have to kiss me if I sleep well?" Tang Bao's face was as red as rouge, and he asked unhappily, "Good morning, kiss." Tang Bao immediately ran away from Di Hao Ian, got out of bed, and ran to the bathroom. "Good morning, no kiss." Di Hao Ian looked at Tang Bao, who had recovered her energy as if she was escaping, and his dark eyes sparkled with a smile. If he really kissed her, would she be able to run away? Little thing, don't even think about running away in this lifetime. When he was about to leave the Tang family, Tang Bao looked back at the place where he grew up and felt very reluctant to leave. "Di Hao Ian, I want to come back once a week to see my father." She didn't want Tang Qishan to stay here alone. "Okay." Xiao Rue was standing at the gate of the castle. She seemed to have been waiting for a long time. When the European-style gate opened, Tang Bao saw Xiao Rue's eager and affectionate eyes through the car window. Di Hao Ian naturally saw it. His face suddenly became so cold that it made people shudder. Ju quickly got out of the car to deal with it. Tang Bao didn't say anything or make a fuss. She went back to the room where she used to sleep and closed the door directly. Di Hao Ian was faster than her. He held the door with his hand and easily stopped Tang Bao. Baby, you're in the wrong room. No, this is my room. You're not allowed to sleep in separate rooms. Di Hao Yin was super domineering. I'm keeping watch over the funeral. It's not good to see blood. Tang Bao was angry, and the thing in his hand flew over. Di Hao Yin leaned slightly and caught the thing with one hand. It was Tang Bao's phone. When Tang Bao threw the phone and Di Hao Yin let go, he slammed the door and locked it again. Di Hao Yin turned around and saw He Ju not far away. His face became even darker. If Xiao Rui gets close to the castle again, I'll look for you. Di Hao Yin's face was as cold as an ice cellar. Yes, ask Lian to come here. After a while, Lian walked over as if he was in danger. Young master, what are your orders? Why isn't this room locked? It's my mistake. Lian lowered his head and thought that he was definitely taking his anger out on him, because Di Hao Yin didn't say to lock it. But as a qualified servant, whatever the master said, he would do. What's right was right. What's wrong was also right. Tang Bao would definitely give Di Hao Yin a hard time. She wouldn't sleep in the same room as him. She would ignore him. She would do what she needed to do. At night, Tang Bao was about to take a shower, but she found that there was nothing. Because ever since she slept in the same bed with Di Hao Yin, she had taken all the clothes she needed. Now, she didn't even have a bath towel. Tang Bao directly lifted the blanket and went to bed. Anyway, she was sleeping alone. She didn't want to take a shower. No one could control her. How nice. Tang Bao lay on the bed and reached for her phone. Only then did she remember to use it to hit Di Hao Yin. She was in a daze. Her curled and slender figure was also lonely. Di Hao Yin leaned on the bed and flipped through Tang Bao's phone. Then, he flipped to her chat app. There weren't many people in it. They were all classmates and colleagues from the company. Di Hao Yin downloaded the same chat app on his phone, added Tang Bao, and accepted it. Tang Bao felt that she slept comfortably and turned over. Her body rubbed against a comfortable place. It was warm. Huh. It seemed to be a little hard. Tang Bao opened her eyes in a daze. Di Hao Yin's sleeping face was close to her. Tang Bao blinked a few more times and realized that this was not a dream. Moreover, the room was not her room. Di Hao Yin, why am I here? She clearly slept in her own bed last night. You came here by yourself? Have you forgotten? Di Hao Yin said lazily. By myself. Tang Bao was a little confused. You sleepwalked and came to my bed by yourself. Di Hao Yin looked at her with interest. His dark eyes were as vast as the universe. Why didn't I know that I was sleepwalking? Tang Bao thought. Could it be that she was too sad about Tang Qishan's death that she had sleepwalking? It's not too late to know now. Chapter 120. I took it off, Di Hao Yin said confidently. Why'd you take off my clothes? He even stripped her naked. How can I sleep if I don't take them off? Tang Bao's face turned red, and she gritted her teeth. She turned around and was about to get out of bed. But Di Hao Yin grabbed her. Tang Bao bumped into his broad and strong chest. A gust of heat burned her cheeks. It turned even redder. Let go of me. I already said that we have to keep watch over the funeral and that it's not good to see blood. You shouldn't let me sleep here. Tang Bao struggled and twisted. Di Hao Yin snorted. If you move again, I'll really let you see blood. Tang Bao's body stiffened because she felt danger pressing against her. It was as if she would fall apart if he hit her. Not only did she not dare to move, but every nerve in her body was tense. She did not even dare to breathe loudly. Tang Bao's face was hot and angry. You're worried that I'll move. Can't you let go of me? Where are you going? To the company. I'll arrange for someone to go there. Tang Bao stubbornly turned her face to the side. I want to go by myself. That's what my father left. I want to rely on myself. You don't have to wipe your hands. But you can send me there. Di Hao Yin was enraged by Tang Bao's clever look. He slapped Tang Bao's perky but with a pa sound. Tang Bao screamed in shock and became angry. You hit my buttocks again. Sorry, I forgot that you're past the age of being spanked. Di Hao Yin's eyes did not show any guilt at all. There was a wicked smile in his eyes. Tang Bao gritted her teeth. This person must be doing it on purpose. He lowered his head and opened his mouth to bite Di Hao Yin. Di Hao Yin groaned heavily from his throat. He held Tang Bao's small head with his big palm, and his black eyes glowed green. It was both painful and satisfying. The Tang Bao did not taste good because the muscles were too hard. His teeth were sore. More importantly, she realized that Di Haoyan was even more arrogant now. She was so frightened that she immediately relented. She raised her head and looked at Di Haoyan warily. He was motionless. "Why aren't you biting anymore?" Di Haoyan's voice was hoarse. Tang Bao felt that Di Haoyan's mind was so twisted that it made his hair stand on end. Using his credit card to spend money could make him feel lustful. Biting him, he also had a desire. Tang Bao was almost running away, standing in front of the mirror in the bathroom. He looked at himself inside. The complicated relationship between her and Di Haoyan was something she could not understand. Why did Xiao Rui come to him again? What an eyesore. Don't you know that Di Haoyan is a married man now? Shouldn't they avoid arousing suspicion? And Di Haoyan could not bear to do anything to his ex-girlfriend. Tang Bao really did not want to hurt her brain with irritability at this time. Tang Qishan had just passed away. All she could do was try her best to make herself happy. But she also thought that no matter what choice Di Haoyan had, she would accept it on the way to the company. Tang Bao looked out of the car window in a daze. Then she asked Di Haoyan, "Do you think my dad fell ill because of me? He's not that weak. If he fell ill because of me, I will definitely be able to make him come back to life." Di Haoyan pulled Tang Bao, who was muttering, to sit on his lap. Tang Bao's face was red and embarrassed. She moved uncomfortably. Tang Bao felt too shy in this position and wanted to get down. But Di Haoyan did not let her go. "What are you doing? It's not like there's no place to sit. Don't think about this again." Di Haoyan's eyes flashed with a fierce and domineering light. Tang Bao did not say anything. How could she forget the pain of losing her family so quickly? "If you really can't forget, I will make you so tired that you won't have the strength to think about it anymore," Di Haoyan said in a domineering and dangerous manner. Tang Bao's face was red and angry. "How can you do this?" Di Haoyan held her little face and said with his thin lips close to hers, "I mean what I say." The car arrived at the entrance of the company. After Tang Bao got out of the car, she said to Di Haoyan, "You walk behind me." Di Haoyan nodded coldly. "Is my outfit not domineering enough? And it's not lethal at all." Tang Bao thought that her clothes were no different from before. But now she was a big boss. No matter what, she had to find some decent clothes. "You'll be lethal when you go in." Di Haoyan glanced at her and said. Tang Bao thought about it and agreed. Lethal was not something that could be disguised. It was a kind of aura that came from the inside. Just like Di Haoyan. People who dare to stand there and look him in the eye without changing their expressions must have a certain level of ability. So, this was the reason why she came to the company to bring Di Haoyan. His aura was so strong that people did not dare to breathe loudly. Tang Bao walked into the company. Along the way, the people in the company looked cautious. Those who walked stopped. Those who did not walk straightened their backs. They all stood respectfully and reverently. Tang Bao felt a sense of boldness start to grow from the soles of her feet. A sense of accomplishment spontaneously arose. When they entered the office, Tang Bao said to Di Haoyan proudly, "How is it? Is it very imposing?" "Yes. Look at those people's respectful eyes when they see me." "Not bad." Tang Bao turned around and said, "There's nothing for you to do. You can leave now." Di Haoyan narrowed his dark eyes slightly and walked towards Tang Bao. Tang Bao was forced to retreat. But was suddenly pressed against the edge of the office desk. What was Di Haoyan doing? Was he still asking for compensation? Her hand blocked Di Haoyan's body. She felt the hardness of his muscles in her palms. "What are you doing? This is the office." "That's it." Di Haoyan's long arms supported himself on both sides of Tang Bao's body. His upper body was in a forward position and his eyes were fixed on her. "That's it." Tang Bao's body leaned back with difficulty. Her watery eyes flashed. "What else do you want? You're not going to treat me to a drink." "Ah, then I'll go and pour it for you," Tang Bao said and was about to get up. However, Di Haoyan did not move. Tang Bao pushed his strong body. Get up. If you don't, how can I pour it for you? Di Hao Ian's slender fingers landed on Tang Bao's lips. It was soft and felt like velvet. How can I be treated the same as others? This is the water I want to drink. In the future, when I say that I want to drink water, this is what I mean. Di Hao Ian's rough fingertips rubbed Tang Bao's pink lips. It was especially evil. Tang Bao's face instantly turned red. This? How can you drink this like water? Of course, it can quench your thirst. But, Tang Bao's small mouth had just opened when Di Hao Ian's thin lips plundered it at an extremely fast speed. Tang Bao's breathing quickened. How could he be so domineering? Di Hao Ian's breathing was extremely heavy and the arms around her waist tightened. That firm and strong feeling made Tang Bao tremble all over. There was a knock on the door. Chapter 121. Tang Bao suddenly woke up from her teasing and pushed Di Hao Ian away. Di Hao Ian, who had not had enough water, was disturbed. It was quite scary. His face was gloomy, and he wished that the person outside would disappear. But Di Hao Ian knew that if there was nothing important, Hiju would not knock on the door. Di Hao Ian let go of Tang Bao, stood a few steps away, and adjusted his mood. Tang Bao lowered her head and blushed. Her poor little mouth was red and swollen, as if she was waiting for the second wave of abuse. Di Hao Ian had to have a lot of self-control to avert his wolf-like gaze. Tang Bao only raised her face when she heard the door close. She pursed her lips. Fortunately, her mouth was still there. She was almost eaten. Di Hao Ian walked out with a gloomy face. Hiju knew that he had ruined it. Di Hao Ian walked forward with a cold face. Speak. The hospital found out. Di Hao Ian immediately stopped, and his eyes were sharp. There is indeed a problem with Tang Qishan's condition. The test results showed that the 5 internal organs were failing due to drugs. Tang Qishan's body was fine before. He did not take any drugs and did not even catch a cold. Because Tang Qishan has been cremated now, they can't do further tests. Hiju lowered his voice when he said this. He knew that this kind of thing could not be known to Tang Bao. Otherwise, he did not know how she would lose control. Get to the bottom of this matter. Di Hao Ian's face was terrifyingly cold. As long as we investigate the mother and daughter, we will definitely find the answer. Tang Bao sat in Tang Qishan's former seat in a daze. Every item here was used by Tang Qishan in the past. Tang Bao did not want to touch anything inside. Just like the things in the Tang family, he wanted to leave them as before. Tang Bao was confident when he first entered the company, but now he was weak. He simply leaned on the desk. 3 knocks on the door, like a secret signal. Tang Bao immediately sat up straight, adjusted his appearance, and said, Come in. A head poked in. One Malay smiled. Why do I seem to hear you stutter? What stutter? It's an echo. Tang Bao relaxed his body. Then your echo is really unique. Tang Bao looked at the head and asked, Why are you stuck in the door and not coming in? You're my boss now. Do I dare to go in? Didn't you hear my echo just now? Why don't you reply again? Come in. Speechless. He went in, and when in the room door closed with him. Looking at Tang Bao's complexion, he didn't look too bad. Wan Malay naturally knew how important Tang Qishan was to Tang Bao. Without Tang Qishan, Tang Bao really did not have a family member. She only had Di Hao Ian now. She just did not know if Tang Bao's heart was as calm as he looked on the surface. Why are you looking at me? Actually, you don't have to work so hard. With the young master around, you don't have to worry about anything, Wan Malay said. Hard work? I don't think so. You didn't see the aura I had when I entered the door just now. I could intimidate people from a few miles away, Tang Bao said. This feeling is really good. That's right. You, Tang Bao, are the only one who can play the fox exploiting the tiger's might so vividly. Wan Mi Lai ridiculed her. What do you mean by intimidating people? Why don't I understand? Yes, you don't understand. After you appeared, the whole company was in an uproar. I saw that people from a few miles away were really intimidated. The employees were all talking about why the young master appeared in our company and even came to ask me. I quickly left. I don't know why, but I feel that under my leadership, the company will definitely prosper. I think so too. Malay agreed. With the young master around, it would not be strange if you created a second tea. How about this? I'll promote you. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll promote you now. Malay looked like she had nothing to live for. Why do I feel that even if I sit on your head, I don't have any sense of accomplishment? Tang Bao thought about it seriously. You'll be my personal assistant. Huh, it's decided. This promotion was really fast. There was a knock on the door. Tang Qishan's former assistant, Chen Shu, walked in with a solemn expression. What's wrong? Vice President Zhou is here. He's causing trouble at the front desk. Tang Bao had forgotten that there was such a person. She had never been to the company, so she did not know what was going on with Zhou Shanting. Malay immediately said to her, Before you came, the people from T came. Those who should stay will stay, and those who should be fired will be fired. Zhou Shanting naturally can't stay here. I think this must be the young master's intention. Why would I need him to interfere? I can handle it alone. Malay looked at her suspiciously. Zhou Shanting still has the face to come? His skin is thicker than mine. Tang Bao thought. Let's go and take a look. Tang Bao stood up. From afar, she saw Zhou Shanting making a scene. Who didn't know her? There were also those who used to flatter her and were closer to her. Was it really okay to watch like this? I want to see Tang Bao. Who does she think she is? The company is mine. The inheritance should belong to me. Zhou Shanting picked up a vase at the front desk and smashed it. It shattered. The fragments flew everywhere. The people who were closer were so scared that they hid back. Why do you want to see me? Tang Bao walked forward. She looked coldly at Zhou Shanting, who was like a shrew in the marketplace. Di Hao Ian watched this scene from the dark. His expression was dark and cold. He did not go forward. He was like a beast waiting for an opportunity to strike. When Zhou Shanting saw Tang Bao, she looked at her with a sinister gaze as if she wanted to eat her up. It's all your fault. That's why I became like this. What did I do? You changed the will. You unfilial daughter. You changed the will behind your father's back. He won't rest in peace even if he dies. Mention my father again. Tang Bao walked towards Zhou Shanting. Zhou Shanting was shocked by Tang Bao's aura. Her lips trembled, but she didn't say anything. Tang Bao walked in front of her and asked, Why aren't you saying anything? Are you deaf or mute? You don't be too proud. I'm your elder. How can you treat me like this? Zhou Shanting was so angry that her whole body was trembling. Don't think that I don't dare to do anything to you. I've never thought so, but it might not be suitable for you to do it now because Di Hao Ian is here. Do you want me to call him out and ask him? Zhou Shanting dared to shout at Tang Bao, but when she heard Di Hao Ian's name, her arrogance turned into timidity. Malay looked down on Tang Bao from behind. Are you sure you can do it alone and not with the young master's name? Di Hao Ian is here? Chapter 122. Zhou Shanting's expression changed as she looked around. Although she didn't see Di Hao Ian, she felt a chill down her spine for no reason. Thus, Zhou Shanting turned around and ran away. Stop her! Tang Bao ordered the security guards. The security guards immediately stopped Zhou Shanting. Zhou Shanting suppressed her nervousness. What are you doing? What am I doing? You smashed this vase, didn't you? Don't you need me to accompany you? If Tang Bao didn't restrain Zhou Shanting and give her an unforgettable experience, she would come again. She didn't know before, but now she could see it. Zhou Shanting's character was really disgusting. Zhou Shanting was stopped and couldn't leave. She was so angry, but she had to take out the money. She threw it out. She had to, unless she didn't want to leave. After letting Zhou Shanting go, Tang Bao picked up the money on the ground and gave it to the receptionist, saying, Go and buy another one. Use the extra money to buy afternoon tea. The receptionist was very happy. Thank you, President Tang. This President Tang almost made Tang Bao's heart soar to the sky. Di Hao Ian, who was in the dark, looked at Tang Bao's appearance. The corners of his mouth curled up sexily, and his dark eyes were deep and doting. Di Hao Ian didn't stay in the company. Instead, he left, because he had more important things to do. After Tang Bao returned to the office, he remembered that Di Hao Ian didn't see him. He must have left, right? So what if he left? Why didn't he say goodbye? After all, she was now a person of status. Assistant Wan. Wan Malay was stunned for a few seconds and looked at Tang Bao. Are you calling me? Who else would I call? Are you serious? Do I look so untrustworthy? How could Wan Malay believe in her authority? They had known each other for so many years. She knew him so well. Where did her authority come from? What are your orders? I want to have a meeting. Call the leaders of all departments to the meeting room. Yes. Tang Bao was sitting on his desk with his legs crossed and playing games. He was so happy. It's time. Aren't you going to the meeting room? They're all waiting. What's the rush? The oldest people are always the last to appear. Tang Bao finished a round of the game before he put down his phone. Following behind him, his two assistants headed to the conference room. The main thing was to let people go. Since the Tang Bao had been in the company before, he knew most of them. However, after seeing a certain man, her eyes flashed. This young man was really handsome, just like a pretty boy. Could it be that he was recruited by a celebrity? He was already in the management department at such a young age. Tang Bao whispered into Wan Malay's ear, "Who's that man?" Wan Malay looked over. She's from the public relations department. Her name is Xiao Nai. No wonder. He's so handsome. I didn't notice it before. What a waste. What do you want? Guess. Tang Bao did not sit properly like a leader. He sat in the most comfortable chair. Wan Malay was sweating. Although Tang Bao did not behave like a human, his subordinates still did not dare to underestimate him. This was why Di Hao Ian's deterrence was still so strong, even though he was far away. Presumably, everyone knew that the new boss had an affair with the king of D City. Not to mention having an affair. Even if she had a relationship with Di Hao Ian, she would still have to act according to his mood. Therefore, Wan Malay was not worried. This company was still under the control of Tang Bao. It would not go bankrupt. After a while, Chun Shu piled all the important documents on Tang Bao's desk. Tang Bao stared at them, and his eyes twitched. Her homework in school was not as thick as this. Chun Shu acted as if she could not see her shock and continued. President Tang, there's a lunch meeting with President Wang at 11 o'clock. Okay, arrange it. It's already arranged. This efficiency. After Chun Shu went out, she said to Wan Malay, "You come with me." Okay. In the restaurant, Tang Bao arrived late. A middle-aged man with a beer belly and a bald head was sitting at the table. Tang Bao was speechless. Why was she here for lunch? She might as well go to the public relations department. After sitting down, the middle-aged man looked left and right and stared in front of Tang Bao. You should be the assistant, right? Wan Malay was speechless. It's President Tang. The middle-aged man was quite surprised. So you're President Tang. What young talent. Nice to meet you. As he spoke, he stood up and was about to shake Tang Bao's hand. Tang Bao directly hid his hand under the table. The middle-aged man's expression was one of embarrassment. Order whatever you want to eat. The man smiled wretchedly. President Wang, you're too polite. Tang Bao put on a fake smile. President Tang, you're so young. You don't have a boyfriend yet, right? President Wang asked greasily. No, Tang Bao replied. She was just married. President Wang was elated when he heard this. No good, no good. Young people nowadays should start a family after their career. I think so too. Tang Bao felt that he was very patient. After ordering, he had to wait. Tang Bao directly asked, President Wang, you seem to have doubts about our contract. It's just a small problem, a small problem. A small problem means there's no problem. Why don't we sign the contract? What's the hurry? Let's talk about it after lunch, President Wang said. Then I'll go to the washroom. Assistant Wang accompanied President Wang. Tang Bao finished speaking and went to the washroom. Tang Bao washed his face with water. He wanted to calm himself down. Otherwise, he would hit someone. It was too disgusting. Assistant Chun didn't say that President Li was an old hooligan. President Tang. Tang Bao was so scared that he raised his face and stared at President Wang, who appeared behind him. He didn't even have time to wipe the water off his face. It was dripping. What are you doing? President Tang, you're a natural beauty. A natural beauty. You don't have any makeup on your face. I saw that your lips were bright red. I thought you were wearing lipstick, but it turns out that you weren't. You're really good." Tang Bao's face stiffened and he didn't move. Was she being molested? President Wang stared at Tang Bao's chest and almost drooled. "President Tang, do you really want me to sign the contract?" "Yes. If you let me touch your chest, I'll sign it for you right now." "How about it?" Tang Bao's face was filled with anger. Even Di Haoyan had to think twice before touching her. "Who do you think you are? And I'll give you even more benefits." Before CEO Wang could finish his sentence, a black shadow smashed into his head. There was no room for resistance. He fell to the ground and fainted. Tang Bao threw the brick in his hand and panted angrily. Those who came out of the washroom and saw this scene were so scared that they took a detour. "Who gave you the guts to molest me? You don't want to live anymore, do you?" Tang Bao kicked President Wang's leg hard. Then he thought of something. Tang Bao thought, what if he fainted? The contract hasn't been signed yet, and he's already here. You can't disgust me for nothing, right? How could he wake him up? Chapter 123. Ouch, ouch, who splashed water on me? When CEO Wang woke up, he saw Tang Bao standing in front of the door with a basin. He stood up angrily. "What did you throw at me with? Now you're splashing water on me. Don't even think about signing the contract. I have something good for you. Do you want it?" Tang Bao blinked and asked. CEO Wang swallowed his saliva and forgot the pain after the scar healed. He asked, "What is it?" "Wait a minute." Tang Bao took out his phone and made a call. She even turned on the speakerphone. After a while, Di Haoyan's deep voice came from the other side. "Miss me?" Tang Bao was speechless. "Can you not tease me like this? Other than missing you, there's nothing else I want to talk to you about." However, when she saw that CEO Wang was listening seriously and was puzzled, she did not argue with Di Haoyan. "Di Haoyan, what are you busy with?" After Tang Bao called out this name, CEO Wang's face froze. It was as if he was frightened. Tang Bao was very proud. "I'm in tea." "Oh, I'm out socializing. I have a contract to sign." "You can't solve it? How is that possible?" "It's a piece of cake for me." "All right, I'll stop talking. I'm going to eat." After Tang Bao hung up the phone, she asked CEO Wang, "Why do you look so pale?" Although CEO Wang was not qualified to come into contact with Di Haoyan, his name was enough to intimidate people, especially the unique aura of a person in power just now. That was something that could not be acted out. No. CEO Tang and young Master Di have a good relationship?" CEO Wang stuttered. "He always asks me out for dinner and tea. He often invites me to his company to play. That's all," Tang Bao said as if she did not take it to heart. CEO Wang thought to himself, "That's all? Which amazing person would be lucky enough to be asked out for dinner and tea by Di Haoyan?" He always felt that the less he interacted with, the less he would offend. Moreover, Di Haoyan just asked if he missed him on the phone. Their relationship was very clear, right? "Do you have any other questions?" Tang Bao asked. "No. Why don't we go back for dinner and sign the contract?" CEO Wang is really straightforward. When it was time to sign the contract, Wan Malay was in disbelief. On the way back, she asked, "Why did he sign it so quickly?" "In the beginning, he kept staring at you and teasing you. Did something happen after you went to the bathroom?" In other words, I mentioned some of our company's advantages. Then he felt that what I said made a lot of sense and agreed to sign the contract. In a place like the bathroom. That's right. I didn't expect President Wang to have such a strong taste. Then why is there a big bump on CEO Wang's head? Did you use torture? Maybe he didn't see where he was going and ran into the wall. Tang Bao would never admit that she had used Di Haoyan again, but this kind of feeling was really awesome when he returned to the company. When the elevator door opened, Tang Bao's eyes widened. Xiao Nai from the Public Relations Department. President Tang, Xiao Nai greeted her. Tang Bao felt that she looked even better when she smiled. When they went down one floor, Xiao Nai went down first. Wan Malay reminded Tang Bao, whose eyes were about to follow her. "Don't forget that you're a married woman. You're thinking too much." Tang Bao glanced at Wan Malay seriously. Besides, Di Haoyan is not idle. Doesn't he still have Xiao Rue? Do you smell anything? What? Tang Bao sniffed. What smell? Why don't I smell anything? Sour. The smell of sour is everywhere. I'm not jealous. Tang Bao didn't deny it. I'm just telling the truth. Also, Xiao Nai is really beautiful. Didn't you stare when you saw her? You're betraying Gu Linshan. Wan Malay's mouth twitched. You can be even more ridiculous. When Tang Bao came out of the company, she saw the car parked at the door. That kind of domineering aura was daunting. Di Haoyan's car and the bodyguard's car behind it. It was like an emperor going out on an inspection tour. Anyone who came out of the company could see at a glance. Tang Bao quickly got into the car. As soon as she got in, she fell into a broad and strong chest. She really fell into his arms. Then the car door closed with a swish. You can't wait to throw yourself into my arms? Di Haoyan's deep and pleasant voice sounded. It was magnetic and interested. Tang Bao's face turned red. You hugged me on purpose. She struggled to get down, but Di Haoyan didn't let go. She had no choice. Don't hug me. Let me sit. Are my legs not as comfortable as the seat? Di Haoyan asked coldly. It was comfortable, but Tang Bao didn't do it so openly. The scorching temperature on her thighs easily got into her pants, stuck to her skin, and penetrated. This kind of feeling was ambiguous. Only Di Haoyan was willing to do such a thing. The young Tang Bao couldn't bear it. How was the company today? Are you tired? Di Haoyan held her waist with one hand and looked at Tang Bao's delicate face as he asked. Tang Bao blinked her misty eyes and said, I'm not tired. It's mainly because I do things with ease. Di Haoyan's eyes were shining with a smile. If Tang Bao didn't insist on going to the company, and the company was left to her by Tang Qishan, Di Haoyan wouldn't bear to let her suffer. However, Di Haoyan's so-called suffering was similar to sleeping in a different place in Wan Malay's eyes. Playing games on her phone in the office, eating snacks and sleeping, in the eye-pleasing public relations department. It was like being in heaven. Even heaven wouldn't let money fall from the sky while playing games. But Tang Bao had the ability to do that, because she had Di Haoyan behind her. Even ghosts didn't dare to provoke him. During the day, Tang Bao pinched her chin and walked around the office. The more she walked, the tighter her frown became. What's wrong? What's the problem? I know what's wrong. This computer is not suitable for playing games. Tang Bao pointed at the computer on the desk and said. Wan Malay sat on her desk and looked over. Malay, you have to find a way to buy me a desktop computer, the kind that's good at playing games. I think it must have something to do with the hardware when I can't call you on the phone. Well, Wan Malay didn't expect her to do anything. Then I'll go and take a look. When Wan Malay went out to buy a computer, Tang Bao was playing with her phone. She opened her chat app. Then she found that there was one more friend in it. What was going on? When did she add him as a friend? Why didn't she remember? The name was Master? This name seemed careless, but wasn't it too convenient? Tang Bao sent it over. Alluring Bao, I added you? Master, yes. Alluring Bao, when did you add me? Master, I forgot. Chapter 124. Owner, random. Tang Bao paused as she chewed on her fingers. Then, he sent a random message over. Alluring Bao, do you know me? Owner, no. Tang Bao looked at the name and did not have the urge to delete it. In the past, whenever someone requested to add her, she would delete them as long as she did not know them. She would not hesitate. She thought that since this person was in her friends list and was the only stranger, she would be merciful and not delete him. Tang Bao thought for a while and asked again, Alluring Bao, are you a man or a woman? Owner, look at the information. Tang Bao had to waste energy looking at the information. She saw all the information of this netizen. Yes, male. Nothing else. Alluring Bao, do you have a crush on me? Owner, Ming Lian. Alluring Bao, owner, are you working? Alluring Bao, I know who you are. Owner, who? Alluring Bao, I like this sense of mystery. Owner, Alluring Bao, owner wax. Tang Bao cupped her face with both hands. After sending the message, she waited excitedly for the other party's response. The chat box was silent for a while before it was sent. Owner who? AM. I. Why did Tang Bao feel that he was gritting his teeth? Was it an illusion? Alluring Bao, I won't say. He. When Wan Malay came back, she saw Tang Bao walking in circles excitedly. What are you doing? Are you stimulated? This stimulated me quite a lot. Tang Bao pulled Wan Malay over and said sneakily, Xiao Nai from the Public Relations Department added me on the chat app. We were chatting enthusiastically just now. Just added? I think it was added yesterday. Then, for some reason, he added her. It can't be. Wan Malay was surprised. Why not? You see, he always looks at me and smiles during the meeting. Wan Malay thought, isn't everyone in the meeting room smiling at you? Are you sure you're not imagining things? He said he's Xiao Nai. He didn't. How do you know it's him if he didn't? Is there even a need to guess? I can tell from Xiao Nai's eyes. Tang Bao was quite confident in his charm. Wan Malay was stunned. I hope you don't piss me off. That angered Di Hao Ian. By the way, have you bought the computers? Tang Bao asked. Yes, I did. I'll send it over in the afternoon. He wondered if it was just Tang Bao's illusion. After returning to the castle, he felt that Di Hao Ian's aura was not to be trifled with. That was, she had to stay away from him so that she wouldn't be suffocated. She didn't offend him, did she? As long as she stayed in the company, she wouldn't have the chance to provoke him. Therefore, Tang Bao decided not to take the initiative to talk to him. Do what you need to do. After returning to the room, Tang Bao sat on the sofa and watched TV. Di Hao Ian sat diagonally opposite her and looked at her coldly. He did not say a word. Tang Bao couldn't watch TV anymore. Are you okay? Busy at the company? No. If he said it, Di Hao Ian's expression would be even worse. When Di Hao Ian raised his sharp gaze, He-Ju had no choice but to say it. Young master, I heard that young madam and the manager of the Public Relations Department are very close. He-Ju used what he heard. But even if it was just what he heard, it was enough to make Di Hao Ian's expression turn ugly. Public Relations Department. Achoo! Tang Bao rubbed his nose. Did he catch a cold? Why did he sneeze all of a sudden? Are you okay? Xiao Nai asked with concern. In the coffee shop on the other floor, Tang Bao was drinking coffee with Xiao Nai. Xiao Nai was drinking coffee. Tang Bao was also drinking coffee. Tang Bao didn't like to drink coffee. But with Xiao Nai sitting opposite him, he felt that the coffee wasn't that bad. I'm fine. Let's go for lunch tomorrow. How about it? Tang Bao took the initiative to invite her. Sure. Xiao Nai smiled. Tang Bao was very intoxicated by this gentle smile. It was a little elegant, a little gentlemanly, and a little welcoming. Amazing. Why did she have a special affection for people with such temperament? I think you look like someone. Chapter 125. You don't look like a person. No. I mean, you look like a friend of mine. Tang Bao laughed dryly. I'm guessing that friend must be very important to you. Yeah. Our relationship isn't bad. Tang Bao thought of Di Junbai and felt regretful. This was how helpless it was to not be fated to be together. Xiao Nai thought of something and asked, Aren't you worried that the young master will be angry if you go out for dinner with me? Tang Bao was stunned. What does it have to do with me whether he's angry or not? Xiao Nai smiled and didn't say anything. Tang Bao regretted it in his heart. If he had known this would happen, he wouldn't have brought Di Hao Ian around the company in the first place. He was so high profile. Who didn't know? The key was that day, when Zhou Xiangding came to cause trouble, she even used Di Hao Ian's name. She was just short of holding up a loudspeaker and telling everyone that she had a close relationship with Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao sighed fiercely in his heart. Sigh. However, Tang Bao still didn't want Xiao Nai to misunderstand, so he explained, It's not what you think. In fact, it was Di Hao Ian who wanted to wound me and pester me. I didn't even know how to reject him. And he's overbearing and unreasonable. He's vengeful. He's too scary. Tang Bao noticed Xiao Nai's frightened expression, but he interpreted it as admiration for him. After all, it was a great thing to not take Di Hao Ian seriously. Someone like you is pretty good. You're especially gentle and elegant. Drink, drink. Tang Bao laughed and felt a little cold. Isn't the air conditioning in here too strong? Then he noticed that Xiao Nai's face had turned pale, and she stood up abruptly. Young master. Young master? Tang Bao was shocked. Only then did he realize that something was wrong behind him. The cold wind whooshed down his spine. Could it really be Di Haoyan? Why was he here? Tang Bao's neck twisted backward as if it was rusty. When she saw Di Haoyan's face, which was as dark as the bottom of a pot, she was so scared that she fell off her chair. Di. Tang Bao shrank under the table and shivered as he clung to the chair. He couldn't even call out his full name. Who could withstand Di Haoyan's aura? Not to mention now, Xiao Nai couldn't take it anymore and wanted to leave. I'm going to work now. Di Haoyan looked at him with sharp and gloomy eyes. It's rest time now. Xiao Nai froze there, not daring to leave. The break is over. Tang Bao popped his head out and said. Di Haoyan glared at him, and he swallowed his words. Get up. I can't get up. Tang Bao's legs were weak. You want my help? No need. I'll get up myself. Tang Bao gritted his teeth and sat down on the chair. If she let Di Haoyan touch her, would she suffer physical pain? Di Haoyan sat down next to Tang Bao and glanced at Xiao Nai sharply. Are you going to continue standing? Xiao Nai sat down, but she was forced to. The bodyguards standing not far away were so scary. Even if there were no bodyguards, Di Haoyan alone was already very scary. The air was so silent that it could kill. Di Haoyan said, Why aren't you chatting anymore? Weren't you chatting happily just now? No, we were talking about work. Tang Bao quibbled. Do you think I can't hear you? Di Haoyan's face was gloomy. Tang Bao lowered his head and didn't say anything. Why did she feel like she had been caught in the act? She was wronged. She was just chatting with Xiao Nai, nothing else. Di Haoyan looked at Xiao Nai with razor-sharp eyes. Xiao Nai didn't feel good. Her face turned pale, and she couldn't recover. From now on, don't let me see you in this company again. Di Haoyan said mercilessly. Xiao Nai's face turned even paler. If you disappear quickly, I will allow you to live in this city. Di Haoyan showed his ruthlessness incisively and vividly. Xiao Nai didn't dare to stay any longer. She stood up, bowed to Di Haoyan in fear, turned around, and left. Tang Bao didn't expect that Di Haoyan would drive away the manager of her public relations department with just a few words. Wasn't this person too much? Tang Bao didn't dare to be too angry. She's a staff member of my company. I should be the one to fire her. What are you doing? Why? Do you feel sorry for her? Tang Bao was gloomy. When did she say that she felt sorry for her? Didn't he understand what she meant on the surface? He pinched her chin. Are you still hesitating? Di Haoyan's face was as gloomy as hell. Tang Bao felt pain in her chin, and tears were about to flow out. Di Haoyan's heart tightened when he saw this, and he immediately loosened his grip. Why are you crying? Di Haoyan's voice was rough. I didn't do anything. You're wronging me. Di Haoyan's slight compromise made Tang Bao cry even harder. Di Haoyan was irritated. Didn't you say those words just now? You're flirting with another man behind my back. Do you want me to pretend that I didn't see it? I'm already merciful that I didn't cripple him. Tang Bao pursed her lips and didn't say anything. Go to the office. Tang Bao panicked. WH, what are you doing? Doing you. No, I can't do it yet. Di Haoyan directly pulled her over forcefully. Tang Bao threw herself into Di Haoyan's arms and was finally carried into the elevator. They went all the way back to the office. When they entered the office, Tang Bao hugged the door tightly and refused to let go. She was so scared that she couldn't cry anymore. She felt that she was going to be punished by Di Haoyan, and it was a very shameful kind. She didn't want it. What's more, Di Haoyan had done such a terrible thing. Why should she have to suffer physically? Let go. No, I can't. My period is here. Di Haoyan's eyebrows twitched. Didn't you just leave? It's here again. You can't bear to see me leave, right? Yes. Tang Bao looked at him timidly. Di Haoyan looked at her calmly. It's good that you don't go in. I'll touch you here. As he said that, he was about to touch her. Oh no. Tang Bao was so scared that she jumped far away and ran into the office. She was afraid that someone would see her. If someone saw her like this, it would be too indecent. Di Hao Yin was really capable of doing anything. He was so abominable. Di Hao Yin glanced at her coldly and turned to leave. Tang Bao's nerves relaxed. He left. Did he leave? He brought her to the office just to scare her like this? Tang Bao looked at the door and hesitated for a moment before walking forward. Before she reached the door, Di Hao Yin's tall and strong figure walked in again. He was holding a towel in his hand. Tang Bao didn't understand what he was doing. Her face darkened. She was covered by the towel. Then Di Hao Yin wiped her crying face. Tang Bao was stunned. It turned out that he wanted to get a towel for her to wipe her face. She had just cried, and her face felt tight from the drying of her tears. After wiping it off, it was gone. Di Hao Yin wiped her face clean, and Tang Bao's face was red. He didn't use much strength, but he wiped her face red. Chapter 126. And this was exposed to the wind and sun. Just thinking about it made her body tense up. Thank you. Tang Bao felt the joy of surviving a disaster. Therefore, she was not stingy with her thanks. She raised her small face and giggled. Di Hao Yin restrained his gloomy eyes and casually threw the towel in his hand to the side. Now, let's talk about our business. Tang Bao tensed up. What business? The smile on her face just now was gone from her face. Let's talk about my overbearing, unreasonable, and vengeful nature. Tell me, which aspects? Di Hao Yin wanted to settle scores with her. Tang Bao carefully took a step back. He was already overbearing, unreasonable, and vengeful. If you don't tell me all the aspects, I'll eat you right here. Di Hao Yin slowly approached with graceful steps like a beast. Tang Bao stepped back as he approached. You're a human. How can you eat me? I don't taste good. Tang Bao was still stepping back. All of a sudden, the wall behind her blocked her way. Looking at Di Hao Yin's little expression, she became more and more flustered. Di Hao Yin approached until the tip of her toe touched his toe. He looked down at her with indifferent and dangerous eyes. Have you seen a hungry wolf pouncing on a rabbit? Tang Bao shook her head. No, I don't want to see it. Also, this is my father's office. You can't treat me like this. That's disrespectful to my father. After saying that, she lowered her head dejectedly. There was obvious sadness on her face. Di Hao Yin was slightly shocked. He did not want to do anything here. He also knew that this was Tang Qishan's former office. He just wanted to scare her. She actually dared to have an affair with another man behind his back. She even said bad things about him in front of another man. She was really bold. Write down the 3 obediences and 4 virtues 200 times. I'll check it when I get back to the castle. Di Hao Yin turned and left after saying that. After the sound of the office door closing came from behind, Tang Bao quietly raised his head. Tang Bao heaved a sigh of relief when he did not see anyone from Di Hao Yin. That was close. Seriously, how did I get caught red-handed by Di Hao Yin? Who told Di Hao Yin about this? Just as Tang Bao was frowning, there was a knock on the office door. It scared Tang Bao so much that he stood up straight again. Come to think of it, Di Hao Yin would not knock on the door when he came in. He was so concerned about her privacy. If a man didn't know how to knock on the door when she was taking a shower, would you expect him to knock on the door somewhere else? Dream on. Come in. Juan Malay rushed in. He looked at Tang Bao from head to toe and asked, You're still alive? What words? Why can't I live? Not only am I alive, I'm living well. Juan Malay must have his reasons for saying so. Because she saw with her own eyes that Tang Bao was carried into the office by Di Hao Yin with a terrifying expression. That valiant display of power in one go was enough to make people shudder in fear. Therefore, she only dared to come in when Di Hao Yin was far away. No. Did you do something wrong? Did you do something wrong to me? No. Juan Malay was stunned by the question. Then how did Di Hao Yin know that Xiao Nai and I were having coffee on the second floor? She had told Juan Malay about this before. If it wasn't her who leaked the secret, who else could it be? How would I know? Maybe the young master has the ability to predict the future? The young master is such a powerful person. It's not strange for him to know that you were having coffee on the second floor, right? Juan Malay said. Tang Bao couldn't figure out. The more he thought about it, the more frustrated he became. What's wrong? Did you quarrel? It's inevitable between husband and wife. You can go back and coax him. Juan Malay gave her an idea. It was a lousy idea for Tang Bao. Me? Coax him? You don't even know what he did. Tang Bao was angry just thinking about it. However, Juan Malay was very curious. She looked excited. What did he do? He chased Xiao Nai away. Xiao Nai left, and the public relations department doesn't have a manager. The others don't have Xiao Nai's temperament. It's so annoying. Juan Malay was speechless for a moment. She thought to herself, are you really annoyed because you can't find a manager with a good temperament? But then again, who told you to provoke him? You're a married woman. What did I provoke? I was just communicating with my subordinates. Is it really just work? Juan Malay asked in disbelief. Okay, let's talk about life. Juan Malay rolled her eyes. Tang Bao wondered if Xiao Nai hadn't left. She turned around and called the public relations department. The people in the public relations department told her that Xiao Nai had already left. She left really quickly. Thinking of Di Hao Ian's merciless words, she felt that it wouldn't hurt him if she left quickly. Tang Bao sat on the chair dispiritedly and said to Juan Malay, it's okay. You can go back to work. I'm going to play games. After Juan Malay went to work, Tang Bao turned on the computer and took out her phone. She opened her chat app. She started typing. Alluring Bao, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you lost your job. I feel very guilty now. I hope you won't be too sad. After sending the message, she waited for a reply. However, there was no reply. Tang Bao finished the game and still didn't reply. She thought to herself, is he ignoring me? That's true. No one would feel good if they were in his shoes. However, Tang Bao could still get Xiao Nai's forgiveness. So she sent another message. Alluring Bao, did you get what I said just now? Host, I don't understand. Tang Bao was puzzled. How could he not understand? What she said wasn't profound either. Alluring Bao, Xiao Nai, I know you said that because you're angry. Don't be angry. I sincerely apologize to you. Host, I'm not Xiao Nai. Tang Bao was dumbfounded. It can't be? Not Xiao Nai? Alluring Bao, Then why didn't you say that you're not Xiao Nai? Host, what did I say? Tang Bao had the urge to go crazy. If it wasn't Xiao Nai, I wouldn't have chatted with you so enthusiastically. She really didn't know what to say, because she didn't mention Xiao Nai's name to her host. Tang Bao was so angry that she wanted to delete this stranger. When her finger landed on it, Tang Bao stopped. She shouldn't have deleted him, because she wanted to know who this person was. If she found out, she would definitely teach him a lesson. Alluring Bao, okay, you're not. I'm sorry. I mistook you for someone else. Where are you now? Host, at work. Alluring Bao, are you in the same city as me? Host, yes. Tang Bao sneered. That's easy to find. Alluring Bao, then what's your name? Can you tell me? If you tell me your real name, I'll tell you. Okay? Host. Call me Host, and I'll tell you. Tang Bao raised her phone and was about to smash it. She thought that it was wrong. She was at a disadvantage and couldn't hit someone who made her angry. It was okay. She endured. A little impatience spoils great plans. Alluring Bao, Host, good. Chapter 127. Master. You've already called me Master. Next time, just call me that. There's no need to know my name. You don't have to tell me either. Juan Malay, who was working through the glass, was shocked. He saw Tang Bao clutching his hair and howling madly. What's wrong with her? Forget it. I'll get used to it. Juan Malay comforted herself. Tang Bao didn't expect to be teased by an unknown netizen. She had only been humiliated by Di Hao Ian in her life. She couldn't help but admire this person's ability. Pretty good. The more he was like this, the more she wanted to find this person. When the time came, she would see how she would torture him. However, while thinking about how to torture her master, Tang Bao had to finish writing the 3 obedience and 4 virtues first. She turned to look at Juan Malay, who was working. How about she and Juan Malay each write half? She couldn't even think about it. How could she let Juan Malay know the contents of the 3 obedience and 4 virtues? Tang Bao didn't want to embarrass herself in public. So, she had to accept her fate and write. Juan Malay looked up and saw Tang Bao burying her head in writing. She wondered if Tang Bao had any work to do. She didn't see anyone come in. She was really curious. Juan Malay walked over and stuck her head out. What are you writing? Do you need help? Tang Bao was shocked. She quickly covered what she was writing with both hands. I don't need your help. She looked at Juan Malay warily. Okay, take your time. Juan Malay nodded in a daze. She turned around and went back to her desk. Although she didn't see what Tang Bao was writing, it definitely had nothing to do with work. Tang Bao had too many words. Juan Malay couldn't read them all. When Tang Bao finished writing the 3 obedience and 4 virtues, she lay on the table. The first fine was 100, and now it was 200. Did that mean that there would be 300, 400, or even 500 in the future? Tang Bao felt very pained. Di Haoyan was really too domineering. Great demon. He didn't even allow her to speak the truth. Di Haoyan came to pick her up after work. Tang Bao thought that someone was still angry. But what was there to be angry about? He had already punished her to write so many virtues. At this moment, the car was driving steadily. Tang Bao sat obediently on the leather seat like a primary school student, opposite to Di Haoyan, who was reading her handwriting with his legs crossed. His expression was cold, and his eyes were sharp. 200, no more, no less. There are no mistakes. It's quite neat, Di Haoyan said like a strict teacher. Tang Bao pouted and said unwillingly, You asked me to write it. How would I dare to not write it? Did you learn your lesson by writing it? Di Haoyan's eyes were sharp. Tang Bao's little heart pounded. She shrank back and said unwillingly, There are so many men in my company. It's impossible not to interact with them, right? Are you going to chase away every one that I interact with? Di Haoyan was silent for a moment and said, Then change all of them to women. Tang Bao was shocked. Are you kidding? Do you think I'm kidding? Di Haoyan's eyes were sharp again. Why do you have to change all of them to women? Then change all of your tea to men. What? You have nothing to say now, right? You have all kinds of requirements for me. Can't I have requirements for you? You're too domineering and unreasonable. You can do whatever you want, but you can't do whatever you want. Tang Bao felt that she had the absolute upper hand at this moment. If he wanted to change the people in her company, he could change all of them in his company too. Okay. Tang Bao didn't quite understand for a moment and asked, What do you mean? Change all of the tea to men. Tang Bao thought that Di Haoyan wouldn't change the people in her company. She didn't expect him to do this. Was he crazy? In order to change all the people in her company to women, he didn't hesitate to change the people in tea to men. This was not an ordinary kind of madness. Tang Bao felt a little creeped out just thinking about it. One company was full of men, and the other was full of women. Tang Bao immediately stopped her. Don't be like this. It's better for the company to be normal. At most, I'll take a detour when I see men in the future. If it's really about work, I'll talk about work. I won't talk about anything else. Really, very really, Tang Bao promised. Tang Bao promised to keep a distance from the people in the company. However, she had to find someone she was satisfied with to fill the gap of the manager of the Public Relations Department. The Human Resources Department gave her several application materials. She felt that the people in the photos were not good enough. The Public Relations Department should at least have good looks. Tang Bao heard the conversation between the two women outside when she was in the toilet. Oh my, the male model in the bar yesterday was really handsome, especially when he was only wearing a pair of underwear. My nose was bleeding. Yeah, his mouth was so sweet. I stuffed several 100 yuan bills into his underwear. But he was very straight. Haha. Let's go next time. You're so perverted. Same to you. After the two of them went out laughing, Tang Bao squatted on the toilet and thought. Suddenly, an idea came to her. That's right. If she wanted a handsome man with a sweet mouth, wouldn't it be better to find him in a bar? Why didn't she think of that? In the afternoon, Tang Bao wanted to treat the company's management to a meal. Then, she called Di Haoyan. Who told you to treat? Di Hao Ian's patience was about to run out. I haven't treated anyone since I took office. It wouldn't be right if I didn't, right? Bow bow. If I find out that you're not obedient, I'll give it a try. After Di Hao Ian finished speaking, he unilaterally hung up the phone. She was angry. Tang Bao covered her chest and carefully put down the phone. It was as if a little more force would make Di Hao Ian lose control of his anger. But it was good that he agreed. Moreover, wasn't her reason perfectly justified? Besides, she was going to pick a male model, not for herself. She was going to find a talent for the company. This was not considered disobedient, right? In the future, when she found a good one, she promised to stay far away from the public relations department. Tang Bao felt that she was thinking about the company's bright future. During the meal, Tang Bao looked at the black card in her bag in the bathroom. Was she going to use it at night? She thought that would not work, so she stuffed it back. Because she was afraid that once she used it, Di Hao Ian would have a desire and be super interested in her. It was so scary that he wanted to eat her up. But she was a little reluctant to use it for herself. Besides, she didn't have as much money as Di Hao Ian. Didn't she have to think about herself? Therefore, Tang Bao struggled for more than 10 minutes until Wan Malay came to look for her. When she saw Tang Bao coming out of the bathroom, she asked, "What are you doing? Did you eat something bad?" "No. You didn't stay for so long? I thought you fell into the toilet." After the meal, Tang Bao organized a bar to have fun. It was a rather high-end bar. The higher the bar, the better the quality of the people inside. They were all having fun in a large private room. Chapter 128. Then the two of them had to find an excuse to use the bathroom to leave the room. "President Tang, there's a bathroom here," someone told her kindly. "Really?" Tang Bao pretended not to know anything. "Forget it. I'll go to the bathroom outside and walk around." Then she went out with Wan Malay. The two of them went to look for the male model. They couldn't look for him openly, so they could only look around. "Is this a good method?" Wan Malay asked. "Are you going to confess? What if someone finds out? It doesn't matter that I'm already married, but you're still single. How are you going to get married?" Wan Malay thought, "Aren't you more serious? Look at that man. He's not bad." Tang Bao was pointing at a man with a pretty face and a good figure. "How do you know he's a male model?" Wan Malay asked, puzzled. "Didn't you notice? The male models all have the same brooch on their collars." Tang Bao observed carefully. Wan Malay looked and saw that there were indeed a few male models with brooches. "But why do you always like this type? Is it because they look very gentlemanly? What's so interesting about a gentlemanly man?" Wan Malay felt that this man was not enough to stand in front of Di Hao Ian. She didn't know what Tang Bao's taste was. "How is it not interesting? Look at that rich woman. She's laughing so hard that she almost fainted," Tang Bao said. Indeed. Therefore, Wan Malay really didn't have the energy to complain. "I think this is the best." When a male model stood up, Tang Bao pulled Wan Malay and followed him. The deeper they went, the more secluded it became. Then they passed through an aisle and entered a side hall. Then Tang Bao and Wan Malay were stunned. Behind a super large glass, two women were serving a man. Tang Bao stared at the two women in a daze. If it was someone else, she would have just cursed them and left. However, the people inside were Zhou Xiangting and her daughter, whom she couldn't be more familiar with and hated. Why are they here? How could he do such a thing? Wan Malay also saw it. He leaned over to Tang Bao's ear and said, "I heard that Tang Rui can't stay in school anymore. I wonder if he came here because he can't afford the tuition fees?" Tang Bao turned around and walked out. She was afraid that she would vomit if she continued watching, especially when it was someone he was familiar with. "They really impressed me. How could he do such a thing? Are you crazy about money?" Tang Bao's beautiful eyebrows furrowed. "Isn't he just crazy about money? He even went to the company to make a scene. He only did this kind of thing because he had no other choice. I just feel sorry for my dad. What kind of woman did he marry? She's just this kind of woman." Tang Bao was indifferent. "She has nothing to do with your dad anymore. The current Zhou Xiangting and the old Zhou Xiangting are two different people. You can't mix them up. You have to believe that at least the Zhou Xiangting your dad chose. Although her character isn't good, at least she didn't go to such an extent. It's already good enough. Wan Malay comforted. Tang Bao thought about it and agreed. What did the current Zhou Xiangting have to do with her? It was even more impossible for it to have anything to do with the Tang Chi Shan. And I think Uncle Tang is biased toward you no matter what. Look, he left everything to you. This shows that Zhou Xiangting and her daughter are just SOSO in his heart. Tang Bao nodded. Just as he turned around, his phone rang. Tang Bao took it out and looked at it. His face suddenly changed. Wan Malay didn't even need to ask to know who the caller was. Tang Bao looked left and right, found an empty private room, and went in to cut off the noise outside. Then he picked up. Where are you? I'm playing with the leaders. Why didn't I see you? Tang Bao's heart skipped a beat. He didn't dare to breathe loudly. What do you mean? You're in a bar? Where are you? Di Hao Ian didn't reply to him. He asked directly, but his voice was sharper and colder than before. Tang Bao felt that he really owed Di Hao Ian in his previous life. Only in this life did he have to repay such a crazy amount. I'm in a private room to answer your call. Before Tang Bao could finish, the door of the private room was suddenly pushed open. Di Hao Ian appeared in front of him like a fierce demon. Tang Bao was stunned. How did he find him so quickly? He even said that he was going to look for him. Seeing how scary Di Hao Ian was, Tang Bao's voice lowered. You? Why are you here? I'm going back after playing with the leaders for a while. Don't tell me you can't bear to part with your money and come here to stop. Ouch. Before Tang Bao could finish his words, he was directly dragged away by Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao was caught off guard and almost fell. When he passed by Wan Malay, Tang Bao wanted to pull at the life-saving straw. Malay, save me. Malay. Wan Malay waved at him and smiled very happily. He looked like he didn't want to see him off. Tang Bao gritted his teeth. He was careless in making friends. They were useless at critical moments. Di Hao Ian, even if you want to leave, you should at least say goodbye to the others, right? It's so impolite and not like the demeanor of a company CEO. Before Tang Bao could finish his words, he was thrown into the car again. Then, Di Hao Ian got into the car and slammed the door shut. Tang Bao looked at the gloomy and cold Di Hao Ian and couldn't help but swallow. Who allowed you to come here? Tang Bao saw Di Hao Ian's ugly expression and felt a little strange. It seemed to be quite serious. What did she do? Didn't she just come here to have fun? What am I doing? I just came here to have fun. There's no need to be like this, right? Tang Bao's expression was also ugly. If she had done something with a male model, Di Hao Ian would be like this. She could only blame herself for being unlucky. But she didn't do anything. Wasn't this a little too much? Di Hao Ian's face stiffened at her words. Then he suppressed his anger and said irritably, You're not allowed to come here in the future. Why? Tang Bao was not convinced. You must have been to this kind of place before. Even if you haven't been here, other bars must be frequenting. Why can't I come here? I'm a man, you're a woman. What kind of decent woman would come here? Tang Bao almost stomped his feet. You're discriminating. You want equality between men and women. Di Hao Ian raised his eyebrows. Men and women can never be equal. Chapter 129. Unfair, right? As a little girl, I'm naturally not worthy of you. Since you're so awesome, you can sleep alone tonight. Di Hao Ian's deep eyes narrowed as he leaned back lazily and said, Okay. Tang Bao was stunned. Why was he so nice? He let her sleep alone? Why did she feel uneasy? When she returned to the castle and stood at the door of her old room, she finally understood why Di Hao Ian was so easy to talk to. The door was locked. Sleep my ass. Di Hao Ian's tall figure leaned against the safety railing as he looked at her with deep and lazy eyes. Tang Bao glanced at him coldly and then went to find Lian. Open the door. I want to go in and sleep. Young madam, you can't sleep even if the door is open, Lian said. Why? Because the sofa and bed are gone. Tang Bao's face turned purple. Did he have to be so ruthless? She turned her head and angrily said to Di Hao Ian, You did it on purpose. Did I? Humph. I don't believe that I can't find a place where I can't sleep. Tang Bao said and left. What was the saying again? The world is so big that there is no place for me. Now Tang Bao felt that the castle was so big, but there was no place for me to sleep. The room was either locked or empty. Tang Bao was exhausted from running. She returned to the hall and panted. At this moment, Di Hao Yin was sitting on the sofa with his long legs crossed and looking at her calmly. Tang Bao didn't care and lay down on the sofa next to her with her legs flat. The sofa was very big, at least much bigger than her bed in the dormitory. Therefore, it was very soft and comfortable to sleep on. "Young madam, you can't sleep here." Di Hao Yin didn't say anything. Zhongli came over. "Why?" Tang Bao was puzzled and stunned. "It's my job to keep the hall clean, so I can't sleep. If young madam insists on sleeping, I may not be able to sleep at night. I have to keep watch," Zhongli said. "I'll help you tidy up after I'm done sleeping. You can sleep without worries." "It doesn't seem to work either." "Why not?" "Not sleeping on the sofa is also part of my job." Tang Bao was so angry that he sat up from the sofa. He glared at Di Hao Yin and went to his room. Di Hao Yin's room. Where else could she sleep? Di Hao Yin was clearly trying to exterminate them. However, after returning to the room, Tang Bao did not sleep on the bed. After taking a shower, she lay down on the sofa in the living room and munched on an apple while holding her phone in one hand. Then she was outside, and Di Hao Yin was inside. The Tang Bao would not go in. Anyway, she wanted to teach Di Hao Yin a lesson for his overbearing attitude. Then a message popped up in the chat software. The host sent a smiley face. Then Attractive Bao was sent an angry face. "Host, you haven't slept yet?" Attractive Bao, no. "Why are you looking for me?" Host, "Good girl, call me host." Attractive Bao, "Tell me your name." Host, "Are you in a bad mood?" Tang Bao was shocked. How could she tell? Attractive Bao, "How did you know?" Host, "I felt it." Attractive Bao, "Can you feel why I'm in a bad mood again?" Host, "Is it because you're lonely?" Attractive Bao, "You're lonely. Your whole family is lonely." Host, laughing. Attractive Bao, "Don't you have a girlfriend?" Host, "No." Attractive Bao, "No wonder you're lonely." Host, "I have a wife." Attractive Bao angrily sent a message. "If you have a wife, why are you chatting with a female netizen in the middle of the night?" Host, "What about you? Do you have a boyfriend, or are you married?" Attractive Bao, "I'm married." Host, "We're all lonely." Attractive Bao, Tang Bao threw his phone aside and was about to turn on the TV. Then he saw Di Hao Yin walking out of the bedroom. His tall figure was very oppressive. He looked down at her condescendingly. Tang Bao turned his head and faced the TV. She would rather face the air than face him. "Go back to the bed." "No." Tang Bao refused arrogantly. "Are you sure?" Di Hao Yin's tone was not difficult to detect the danger. Tang Bao felt that she could not go overboard in everything, otherwise it would backfire. So, she said, "I can go to the bed to sleep, but I also have a condition. If you want to go to the bar, no way." "Fine, I won't go to the bar. But you can't be too overbearing with me." "No." Di Hao Yin felt that he could not discuss such things with her. Otherwise, he would be taking advantage of her. He could just use his actions. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Yin, who was pressing toward her. She was so scared that she threw the remote control away and ran to the bedroom. Then, she got into the bed. She stared at Di Hao Yin with two watery eyes that were filled with anger. After Di Hao Yin got into bed, he directly hugged Tang Bao in his arms domineeringly. "Oh, where are you touching?" "No." Tang Bao snorted. "Of course I can touch what belongs to me." Tang Bao was playing games in the office. She was so engrossed in the game that she forgot about herself. Her phone rang, but she did not hear the message. After she finished the call, she took out her phone and saw a message. It was an unfamiliar number. After she opened it, Tang Bao's relaxed expression suddenly became serious. What was written on it? That was nonsense, right? Tang Bao could not believe what she knew, but she did not want to know such a message in a daze. So she called back. However, it was an unregistered number. How could it be an unregistered number? Unless someone deliberately let her know and didn't want her to know who sent this message. Then who was it? Was this message real or fake? She wanted to investigate, but how was she going to investigate? She could not go out. What excuse could she make to Di Hao Yin? After a while, Tang Bao called Di Hao Yin. I want to go back to the Tang family tonight. I'll go with you. No, I want to be alone with my father. Are you in a bad mood? Di Hao Ian's voice lowered. No, I just suddenly miss him. Tang Bao came out of the company and saw Di Hao Ian's car outside. Tang Bao got in and said unhappily, "Didn't I say that you don't need to go?" Di Hao Ian's expression was not very good. "I'll come back after I send you off." He had personally sent him off. What was there to be unhappy about? When they arrived at the Tang family's house, Di Hao Ian waved his hand after Tang Bao got out of the car. Go back, go back." Di Hao Ian felt that he was being despised by that gesture. This was the first time he was despised by someone who didn't act according to his mood. When it came to this little guy, he was even more arrogant than him. Di Hao Ian slammed the car door with a dark face. Tang Bao watched the car leave in a grandiose manner before he walked into the main house of the Tang family. The inside was still the same as before, and the servants cleaned it every day. Before he came, Tang Bao called the servants and said that he wanted to come over for dinner. At this moment, he could smell the aroma of the food. Tang Bao walked to Tang Qishan's photo frame and looked at the familiar face in it. He reached out and touched it, and his eyes could not help but heat up. Chapter 130. The servant came over. "Miss Tang, would you like to have dinner now?" Tang Bao turned around and looked at the servant who had been replaced by her. She regretted firing the previous one. She should have kept her. After dinner, Tang Bao walked around the villa. Everything was the same as before, even her room. She went to Tang Qishan's room and found that everything was tidied up. It was not that she couldn't clean it, but cleaning back and forth would destroy things. Tang Bao opened a drawer, and a family photo was placed quietly inside. There was her father, mother, and her. The smiles on their faces were the same, happy and blissful. Tang Bao wished that this happiness could be kept forever. Tang Bao returned to her room. Standing in front of the windowsill, she watched the sky gradually darken and the street lights light up. The big tree where Di Hao Ian stood before was now empty. Thinking of the previous scene, Tang Bao felt warm in her heart. It seemed that the night was not so cold anymore. But when she thought of the content of the text message again, the smile on Tang Bao's face disappeared. After 9 o'clock, Tang Bao left the villa. She walked to the road to take a taxi. She told the taxi driver the address of the bar. She arrived in front of the bar. All kinds of people were coming in and out. The nightlife had just begun. The drinkers were not drunk yet, so it did not look so messy. But Tang Bao's heart was in a mess. She did not rush in directly. Instead, she stood in front of the door and looked inside. Zhou Xiangting and her daughter were here. As long as she found them and asked them in person, she would definitely get the answer. Zhou Xiangting had fallen to this point. There was no reason to hide it anymore. Tang Bao hoped that the text message was fabricated out of thin air. She would rather that Tang Qishan himself was sick than Zhou Xiangting and her daughter. After adjusting her breathing, Tang Bao lifted her feet and was about to walk inside. "Bao Bao, how many times have you been here? I remember that you said something just yesterday, right?" A low and majestic voice came from behind. Tang Bao's back stiffened. He couldn't believe that he would hear Di Hao Ian's voice at this moment. Tang Bao turned around and saw Di Hao Ian's tall and imposing figure walking towards her. The gloomy aura emitted from his body was so oppressive that it almost suffocated people. It was enough to make people unable to breathe from afar, not to mention getting closer and closer. Tang Bao stood there without moving, because she knew that it was useless even if she ran. Di Hao Ian could easily catch her, until Di Hao Ian stood in front of her. A heavy shadow shrouded them from top to bottom. Tang Bao felt like his body was being strangled by a black net. He could not move at all. "Why aren't you talking?" I'm here to investigate something," Tang Bao said. "Is this your excuse?" Di Hao Ian asked coldly. Tang Bao hesitated whether he should tell Di Hao Ian. If she did, would Di Hao Ian support her? "Come back with me." Tang Bao's wrist was grabbed, and she was dragged to the car. "Wait a minute, Di Hao Ian, I really have something to do." Tang Bao struggled. "It's about my father. Di Hao Ian's imposing figure stiffened slightly. The side of his face flashed with a dark and unclear outline under the shadow. Actually, I saw Zhou Xianting and Tang Rui here yesterday. They were performing that kind of show behind the glass mirror. Today, when I was in the company, I received a text message saying that my father's illness was caused by Zhou Xianting and her daughter. So I came to investigate. Tang Bao told Di Hao Ian everything. She only hoped that he would not stop her. Even if he did not help her, he should not stop her. Tang Bao was afraid that Di Hao Ian would not believe her. So she showed the text message to Di Hao Ian. It's here. It was sent to me in the afternoon. Di Hao Ian took the phone and glanced at it. Then he handed the phone to He Ju and said, check it. He Ju took the phone and said, yes. I've been calling, but the number is not in service, Tang Bao said. Check it and you'll know. Di Hao Ian's face was gloomy. Tang Bao had no objection to Di Hao Ian's actions. She also wanted to know who sent the text message. However, it was not about the text message. It was about Zhou Xianting and her daughter. Di Hao Ian, I came here to verify this matter with Zhou Xianting and her daughter. As long as I ask clearly, I'll know whether it's true or not. You believe it just because of a text message? Di Hao Ian's face was dark. Then why should I believe it? I don't want to believe it either. But Di Hao Ian, to be honest, I also had doubts about my father's illness. He has always been in good health. He rarely even catches a cold or sneezes. How could his organs fail all of a sudden? Isn't this very strange? However, that thought just flashed past my mind. It didn't make me suspicious anymore. Now, I think it's better to investigate this matter clearly, Tang Bao said. I'll do it. Go back. I don't want to. Tang Bao pulled her hand back forcefully. Di Hao Ian did not expect her to be so resistant. For a moment, she broke free of his hand. He frowned and looked sharply at Tang Bao. I could do it myself. If you don't help me, don't stop me. This is my only request, Tang Bao said with a depressed expression. She felt that all the strength in her body was being drained. She really did not know how to imagine and face this matter. This made her feel at a loss. Her mind was in a mess. She turned around and was about to run into the bar. However, Di Hao Ian quickly grabbed her waist. What are you doing? Let go of me. Tang Bao struggled. However, even if she used all the strength in her body, she could not win against Di Hao Ian's one hand. It was like a thick iron chain around her slender waist. She could not get rid of it no matter how hard she tried. In the end, she was brought into the car. For Tang Bao, the closing of the car door was blocking her way forward. She was so close to the door of the bar. If Di Hao Ian had come a few minutes later, she would have entered. But now, even though she was so close because of Di Hao Ian's existence, she was out of reach. Tang Bao was pressed down on Di Hao Ian's strong thighs. She could not do anything. Her struggle was futile except for using up some strength. Why are you stopping me? Tang Bao asked anxiously. I said that you're not allowed to enter the bar. Are you ignoring my words? Di Hao Ian pinched her chin with force. I'm just going to investigate. After everything is clear, I won't come back again. Besides, aren't you here to? If you're really afraid that I'll do something, you can follow me. Why are you stopping me? Tang Bao thought of something and stared blankly at Di Hao Ian. She asked, Don't tell me you know something and don't want me to investigate on purpose. He knew that Tang Bao was smart. However, Di Hao Ian was still a little surprised that he had reacted so quickly. Chapter 131. Even if it was just a little, even if his eyes were only a few centimeters away from Tang Bao's, she wouldn't be able to see it. You don't have to investigate this kind of thing. I can do it. Di Hao Ian's eyes deepened as he stared at Tang Bao. Tang Bao was enveloped by his gaze and gradually calmed down. But she didn't know if she should trust Di Hao Ian. But Di Hao Ian didn't have to hide it from her, right? If Di Hao Ian really knew something, logically speaking, he should have told her. The car was waiting for the traffic light. Tang Bao looked at the large supermarket outside that was still open. Di Hao Ian narrowed his eyes and watched as Tang Bao's hand kept picking at his cufflinks. It was a kind of unconscious action. Go to the supermarket, Di Hao Ian ordered. So, the car pulled over to the side of the road. Di Hao Yin brought Tang Bao into the supermarket. Tang Bao didn't know why Di Hao Yin brought her here, but after entering, her eyes were fixed on the things on the shelves. As she walked, her hands touched them one by one. Tang Bao looked for a while and realized that Di Hao Yin was no longer behind her. Only a few customers were choosing items in front of the shelves. Di Hao Yin might have gone to buy what he needed. Otherwise, why would he suddenly get out of the car? Tang Bao looked at the people around her, and her heart beat faster. The heavy pressure in her heart made her want to release it quickly. The voice in her heart told her that as long as she stole something, everything would be fine. It kept encouraging her. No, she couldn't steal. She would be seen by others. She would be seen by Di Hao Yin. She didn't want to steal. She didn't want to be seen as a thief. But Tang Bao turned her head. The customers weren't looking at her, and Di Hao Yin wasn't looking at her either. This made Tang Bao even more wishful thinking. While the others were looking, she took the things off the shelves. She secretly stuffed them into her backpack. She felt that every time she put one in, the pressure in her heart would lessen by a lot. She just kept taking them. Only when she could no longer stuff it into the bag did she zip it up. Di Hao Yin watched in the dark. Hiju greeted the manager from somewhere else and thrust a wad of money into his hand. The manager was embarrassed, because with so much money, he could buy a lot of things. But what shocked him even more was that although he didn't know what the relationship between the girl and the man was, it was the first time in his life that he had seen such indulgence. Therefore, after Tang Bao and Di Hao Yin walked out of the supermarket, the manager said to Hiju kindly, "I don't think this is good. How much would it cost to steal like this? What if she stole antiques? What should we do? I have plenty of money. You don't have to worry about it." Hiju said coldly and left. The manager was rendered speechless. Di Hao Yin personally opened the door for Tang Bao. But before he could open the door, before he could open it, a brick hit his head. Di Hao Yin groaned and fell to the ground. The brick in Tang Bao's hand fell to the ground. He looked at the unconscious Di Hao Yin in a daze. Hiju and his bodyguards rushed over. "Young master." Hiju looked at Tang Bao in disbelief. "Young madam, I'm going to that bar to investigate my father now. I advise you not to stop me." Tang Bao was expressionless. After saying that, he turned around and went to the roadside to stop a car. Hiju was shocked by Tang Bao's expression. That stubbornness to achieve his goal was so clear that no one could stop him. Hiju now understood why Di Hao Yin was attacked and fainted in the woods that day. It turned out that the attacker was Tang Bao. Tang Bao was very fast just now. Besides, no one would have thought that she would do such a thing. If Tang Bao was not so defenseless against Di Hao Yin, the sneak attack would definitely not have succeeded. However, Hiju looked at the unconscious Di Hao Yin and thought this is the second time. After Tang Bao got into the car, she went all the way to the bar. When she arrived at the bar, she did not hesitate for a moment and went straight there. She found the place where the performance took place. Then she found the backstage. However, it seemed to be guarded. Tang Bao walked over and was about to push the door open. "What's wrong with you? You don't even ask why you're going in?" The man looked up and down at Tang Bao, and his gaze fell on her chest. His words were very serious, but his gaze was very obscene. If Tang Bao did not have business to attend to, she would definitely not let him have it easy. "I'm here to learn how to perform, but the person who brought me here said that I should learn from the sisters here first," Tang Bao said shyly. "I think you look like it too." The man glanced at Tang Bao's chest again and said, "Go in." "Thank you, big brother. You're quite a sweet talker." After Tang Bao went in, the man reflected on it. Tang Bao went into the backstage. It was not small inside. There were many women of all kinds of beauty, dazzling one's eyes. However, she did not expect that there would be someone guarding inside. No wonder there was a man standing outside. "Who trained you?" A woman who seemed to be in charge walked over. She looked a little old, was scantily dressed, and smelled of perfume. If Tang Bao had not held it in, she would have choked on it. "The person who trained me went to the toilet. She asked me to come in first," Tang Bao said as she shrunk her shoulders. "Then find a place to wait. Don't wander around." "Okay, I'll go inside and wait." As Tang Bao spoke, she went to the innermost part, because there did not seem to be any sign of Zhou Xiangting and her daughter outside. After a while, she heard screams coming from inside. Tang Bao followed the sound and saw Tang Rui being whipped by the person who trained her. She was wearing a dress that could not cover anything. "Don't hit me. I'll be obedient. Please don't hit me." Tang Rui cried and begged. To be honest, Tang Bao had known Tang Rui for so long, but he had never seen her so pitiful and embarrassed. This was not only physical destruction, but also mental destruction. He did not see Zhou Xianting. Only Tang Rui was being beaten here. The whips that were lashed out were all real. "I'm tired. Reflect on yourself here, or I'll beat you until you're disabled." The woman threw the whip and walked away angrily. Tang Rui hugged herself and cried. "Tang Rui." Tang Bao called her. Tang Rui stopped crying immediately. She raised her pale and haggard face, which was full of tears. Looking at Tang Bao, she seemed to be surprised and dazed. "Do you want to leave here?" Tang Bao asked. She believed in the saying that a single mistake could lead to everlasting regret. Otherwise, Tang Rui should be doing this job happily instead of crying miserably. Tang Rui woke up from her daze. She hurriedly crawled to Tang Bao's feet and hugged one of her legs. Let me go, let me go. I don't want to stay here. This place makes my life worse than death. As long as you let me go, I'll do anything you want me to do." Chapter 132. Yes, I promise you. I don't want to stay here anymore. They'll kill me. Tang Rui was trembling all over. "Then tell me, is my father's death related to you and Zhou Xianting?" Tang Bao asked directly. She didn't have much time. Tang Rui's expression changed, and her eyes were filled with panic. Even her pleading voice was lowered. "As long as you tell me, I'll help you get out of this abyss of suffering, including Zhou Xianting. I'll do what I say." Tang Bao asked again, "Was it the two of you who drugged my father?" "Yes." Tang Rui squatted on the ground in despair, and her face was ashen. "What did you say?" Tang Bao's heart felt like it was being twisted in pain, and his voice was hoarse. Tang Rui suddenly laughed like a madman. "Stop laughing." Tang Bao slapped her. Tang Rui's face was twisted, but Tang Bao's palm hurt even more. "Why did you do that?" Tang Bao's face was filled with pain and anger. Because he wanted to divorce my mother. He wanted to abandon me and my mother." "Tang Bao, he actually did that for you. Don't you think it's cruel? How many years have my mother and I been with him in the Tang family? In the end, we ended up like this. It's not even as important as your daughter, who doesn't come home every day." Tang Rui cried out the unwillingness in her heart. "Just because he wanted to divorce Zhou Xianting, you drugged him?" Tang Bao couldn't believe that human nature could be so evil. "Isn't this serious enough? Tang Qishan only has you in his heart. No matter how good my mother and I are to him, we're not as good as you. We've done so much, but what do we get in return? Nothing. Not even my mother and I are included in the will. Why should we show mercy to him?" Tang Rui lost control and said. Then, he calmly narrated, "The effect of that medicine is very obvious. The more ingredients you add, the sooner you die. Once you discover the symptoms, there's nothing you can do. At first, the Tang Qishan gave me and my mother a house. But how could such a small amount be enough? Was he trying to dismiss a beggar? Therefore, he secretly changed the will. Who would have thought that someone would do something behind the scenes and change the will back? He didn't even have a house left. How can we accept this? Why should I be greedy? Why? If you want it, I can give it all to you. Why did you have to kill my father?" Tang Bao's tears fell madly from his eyes. She was hit so hard that it hurt to breathe. "Now that your father is dead, you say that. If your father was still alive, would you be so generous?" Tang Rui asked sarcastically. Tang Bao was heartbroken. Her limp body caused her to recoil, to lean against the wall, and slide to sit on the floor. Tears dripped down like a broken dam. This was the truth. Tang Bao wished that this was not true. She regretted and felt guilty. Why wasn't she by Tang Qishan's side? Why did she get married? Why didn't she listen? If not, Tang Qishan would not have ended up like this. He was killed by the vicious mother and daughter. and Tang Qishan did not even know how he died. Tang Bao's heart ached. She was in so much pain. Why did it have to be like this? Tang Rui crawled to Tang Bao's legs, pulled at her trousers, and begged, "I've told you everything. Can you take me away from here?" Tang Bao looked at her coldly. "Do you think I'll take you away? Vicious people like you and Zhou Xiangting should live like this." At this moment, she wished that she could cut Zhou Xiangting and her daughter into 1,000 pieces. "You're not taking me away? Why? I've already told you everything." Tang Rui's brain seemed to be not right. She could not wrap her head around the situation. "Do you know? My mother died. Do you know how she died? She was ravaged by many men. They were inhumane. I saw it with my own eyes. Even her intestines came out. Then a man pulled his intestines out, and he died. My mother's eyes were wide open, and she never closed them again." Even though Tang Bao was in pain now, her expression still changed when she heard Tang Rui's description, because in her world, she could not imagine such a miserable scene. "Also, do you know that I've never had a boyfriend before? I was caught and brought here directly. A man raped me, and then it became many men. Tang Bao, do you know how painful it was? You won't understand it. I'll never forget that kind of pain. Tang Bao, can you take me out of here? Tang Bao, I'm begging you. You can torture me in any way you want, but don't use this kind of torture, okay? I'm going crazy. Tang Bao." The backstage door was forcefully broken in. "Hey, what are you doing?" The thug inside questioned with a stick in his hand. As soon as the door was opened, the bodyguards all rushed in and subdued all the thugs inside. There was not even a trace of resistance. Di Hao Ian walked in without any obstructions and found Tang Bao sitting on the ground with a wooden expression. He picked her up and turned around to leave. "Tang Bao, get me out of here. Tang Bao." Tang Rui was still shouting. However, no one paid attention to her. When Tang Bao closed her eyes to reject Tang Rui's pleas, tears slipped out. In the car, Tang Bao said in a hoarse voice, "Send me back to the Tang family." "Okay." Di Haoqian hugged her and said nothing else. When she saw the pain on Tang Bao's face, the matter of Di Haoqian being photographed had long been forgotten. Only the person who sent the text message was cold and cruel. After Tang Bao returned to the Tang family, she cried again when she saw Tang Qishan's photo, but she did not dare to say the reason why she was crying. She hoped that Tang Qishan did not know anything. Then he would not be angry and regret that he married that vicious woman. At night, Tang Bao went to bed and curled up under the quilt. She stared at the window in a daze. After a while, the bed sank slightly. Tang Bao came back to her senses. Even if she did not look back, she knew that Di Hao Ian had gone to bed. Then, she was turned over and held tightly in his arms. Tang Bao nestled in Di Hao Ian's chest. Looking at his firm chest, even with clothes on, always made her feel safe. "Were you the one who punished Zhou Xiangting and her mother?" "Yes," Di Hao Ian admitted directly. Tang Bao was just guessing that possibility. She did not expect that Di Hao Ian really did it. "Why didn't you tell me? I'm Dad's daughter. Shouldn't I know?" Tang Bao's eyes were red. "Let me take responsibility for everything. You don't need to know anything." Di Hao Ian's words were domineering and doting. There was no need to hide it. Chapter 133. Di Hao Ian let Tang Bao vent until she had no strength to punch him. Tang Bao's little fist landed on his chest, but it didn't affect him at all. Instead, he was worried about Tang Bao. So after the fist stopped, Di Hao Ian held her fist and asked in a low and deep voice, "Does it hurt?" Tang Bao cried even harder. She cried in Di Hao Ian's chest and fell asleep just like that. The next morning, Di Hao Ian came out of the room. Hiju walked up to him. "Young master, there seems to be a problem. You can't find it? It was bought at the black market. It seems that this person is very vigilant and spent a lot of effort to buy a card. So, we can't find it," Hiju said. Di Hao Ian's face was gloomy, and his black eyes were sharp. "Young master, who could have done it? What's the purpose? If he dares to touch her, I'll make him regret living in this world." Di Hao Ian said coldly and cruelly. When Tang Bao woke up and saw the time, she realized that she had slept until almost noon. But she didn't want to move at all. She just wanted to be in a daze. She never knew that such a thing could be avoided legal punishment. And who could resist Di Haoyan's actions? Zhou Xianting was dead, and Tang Rui was still suffering. But it wasn't enough to eliminate the hatred in her heart. They took away her only family. It was too vicious. Tang Bao's eyes were hot, and she closed them again in pain. After closing her eyes, she heard the door open and someone walk in. Then the edge of the bed sank. "You're awake?" Di Haoyan's hand caressed Tang Bao's face. Tang Bao felt a rough feeling on her skin. She opened her eyes slightly and looked at the chiseled face above her. She asked, "Why are you still here? Don't you need to go to tea?" "No need. I'm fine. I don't want to go to the company. I just want to rest here and give myself some peace. You can go do your work." "You really don't need me to accompany you?" "No need." "Okay." Di Haoyan stood up and left the bed. He left the Tang Bao and walked out of the room. Tang Bao's heart was empty. She thought it didn't matter. Unexpectedly, Di Haoyan seemed to have taken root in his heart. When he left, that root would be pulled out. It was very uncomfortable. Tang Bao turned over and continued to close his eyes. She didn't want to think or do anything. In any case, she had lost her only family. She had nothing left. She should adapt to such a change. Shouldn't she? Tang Bao felt like crying again. However, before her tears could fall, the door was pushed open again. Tang Bao smelled the aroma of food. She turned around and saw Di Haoyan standing by the bed. He carried the food and placed it on the desk where she used to do her homework. The food was no longer attractive. Tang Bao stared at Di Haoyan in a daze. "Why are you here? Didn't you leave?" "How could I bear to leave? I want to get you food. Aren't you hungry?" Tang Bao took a long time to recover from her shock. She felt that her heart was full again. When Di Haoyan's figure pressed against her, Tang Bao immediately stopped him. "I haven't washed up yet. It's okay." Di Haoyan's thin lips pressed against hers. "Oh." Tang Bao's long eyelashes fluttered. Finally, she closed her eyes. Her small hands grabbed Di Haoyan's clothes helplessly. When Tang Bao was in the Tang family, Di Haoyan had always been with her. Tang Bao didn't want him to delay things. Moreover, she was much better now. When they were eating, she said to Di Haoyan, "Aren't you going to tea?" "I'm fine now. I want to talk to my father. After that, I'll go back to the castle. I'll pick you up tonight." "Okay." After Di Haoyan left, Tang Bao sat alone next to Tang Qishan's photo. She didn't know what to say. It was as if she couldn't say anything. In the end, she only said a few words, "Dad, I miss you." After that, tears dripped down. "It's all my fault. It's my fault. You should scold me. In the past, I was very angry when you scolded me. Now I know that you're happy to scold me. If only you could scold me again." Tang Bao didn't wait for Di Haoyan to pick her up. At 3 or 4 o'clock, Tang Bao left the Tang family and returned to the castle. After entering the castle, Tang Bao was stunned when she saw the car parked in front of the European-style gate. Was Di Haoyan in the castle? Didn't he go to tea? Tang Bao walked inside with doubts. After entering the hall, she went straight to the room. When she pushed the door open and entered, she didn't see Di Haoyan. Instead, she was shocked by the person lying on the bed. Even if the person was covered with a quilt and had her back facing him, Tang Bao could still tell that it was a woman. Why was there a woman lying on the bed? This was the bed that she and Di Haoyan slept on. Then, she heard the sound of water coming from the bathroom. Tang Bao felt her blood turn cold. Her face was pale, and her breathing was rapid. She couldn't believe what she saw. After Di Haoyan came out of the bathroom, he was wrapped in a bath towel. Tang Bao saw it, but she didn't show any reaction. She stood there stiffly, silent as if she didn't exist. The moment Di Haoyan saw Tang Bao, he was slightly stunned. Then, he felt that something was wrong. His sharp gaze swept toward the bed. The person on the bed moved, pulled the quilt, and sat up. "Haoyan, I'm waiting for you." Xiao Rui had a smile on her face as she looked at Di Haoyan affectionately. Tang Bao felt that all of this was like a joke. Without looking at her again, she turned and left. "Baby." Tang Bao acted as if he didn't hear her and kept running forward. Di Haoyan, who was about to chase after her, realized that he wasn't wearing any clothes. He shouted at Ju, "Stop her!" Di Hao Ian returned to the room. Xiao Rui had already gotten out of bed, looking timid. Di Hao Ian walked to Xiao Rui without saying a word. Xiao Rui felt a great pressure on her chest, and it was difficult for her to breathe. But she still forced a smile and said, "Hao Ian, are you angry? I'm never stingy when it comes to being rough with women." Di Hao Ian grabbed her hair and slammed her against the wall with a bang. Xiao Rui's head hit the wall. Leaving behind a pool of blood, he fell to the ground, unconscious. "Someone!" Di Hao Ian roared. The servant came in a panic. "Throw her out." After Di Hao Ian gave the order, he turned around and went into the cloakroom to put on his clothes. Tang Bao felt that his limbs were numb, and he kept walking forward. He didn't know how long it would take for him to reach his destination. He just kept walking like this, and he felt that he would eventually reach the end. However, before he reached the end, he was blocked by someone. "Get out of the way," Tang Bao said calmly. Ju stood still. "Young madam, this is young master's order." "What order?" "Let me stop you." "Is that necessary?" Tang Bao asked. Chapter 134. He only left for a while. What happened? "Young madam, if there's anything, it's better to wait for young Master D to come. It doesn't matter if he comes or not." I said, "Get out of the way." "I'm sorry, I can't." When Di Hao Ian put on his clothes and chased out, he only saw Ju lying on the ground. Tang Bao was nowhere to be seen. Di Hao Ian's expression was extremely ugly. He stepped forward and kicked Ju's calf. Ju woke up from the pain. "Where is she?" "I'm sorry, young Master D. I didn't pay attention for a moment and was knocked out." Ju lowered his head and felt that he couldn't raise it. Di Hao Ian returned to the castle. Xiao Rui's head was bleeding and she was lying on the ground. Yu Songhuan was looking at her in shock and asked, "What's going on? Who hit her?" Di Hao Ian walked forward. "What are you still standing here for?" The servant was about to get her out, but Yu Songhuan stopped her. "Let's see who dares to move." The servant didn't dare to move. Di Hao Ian's face was as gloomy as a ghost. "What happened? Why is Xiao Rui injured?" Di Hao Ian only said one sentence. "You can come in the future. She doesn't have to come." After saying that, he got into the car. Yu Songhuan watched Di Hao Ian leave. He still didn't know what had happened. The servant didn't seem to know either. Yu Songhuan looked at the unconscious Xiao Rui and thought to himself, could it be that he brought Xiao Rui to the wrong place? Tang Bao didn't know where she should go. She was like a wandering ghost, shuttling through the people on the street. She didn't know them. They didn't know her. So no matter what expression she had on her face, no one would notice. She couldn't even look for Wan Malay, even though he was her only friend. How could she tell Wan Malay that Di Hao Ian slept with Xiao Rui behind her back? She found it hard to speak. Tang Bao thought negatively. If she had insisted on leaving Di Hao Ian back then, would things have turned out this way? Why was she so sad? That must be it. So this was the feeling of being betrayed. It was so painful that he almost couldn't breathe. When the breath passed through his respiratory tract, he felt as if it was being torn apart. Tang Bao was glad that he had returned to the castle in advance. Otherwise, she would still be deceived by Di Hao Ian and kept in the dark. If that was the case, why did he treat her like that when she lost her family? Shouldn't it not matter if she was hurt or not? If he was so afraid that she would be sad, why would he do such a thing? Tang Bao found a stool by the roadside and sat down. She couldn't even go back to the Tang family, because she did not want to see Di Hao Ian. That scene lingered in her mind, unable to be erased. "Little girl, why are you sitting here alone?" A man sat down beside her. Immediately, the smell of alcohol wafted over. Tang Bao frowned and looked at the wretched man beside him. He did not say anything. "I've been looking at you for a long time. Why? Don't you have anywhere to go? Why don't you come home with me?" After the man finished speaking, he put a hand on Tang Bao's shoulder. Tang Bao looked at the oily hand and frowned even more. "Take your hand off." "Take it off? Why? Don't you like me? Look at how handsome I am." I'm definitely the type that women like when they see me. What about you? Do you like me? The man asked drunkenly. Tang Bao wondered if she was also like this when she was drunk. Would she hook up with people on the street? Why aren't you saying anything? Do you like me or not? Let me tell you, I have money. If you follow me, you won't lose out. Tang Bao was about to say, I don't like you, but before she could finish, she dared to open her mouth. The man screamed like a pig being slaughtered. Then, the man was thrown out. Di Hao Ian's tall figure stood in front of her. Tang Bao pretended not to see him and turned to the other side. You don't even know how to resist when a man is flirting with you? Tang Bao stood up and walked away. Di Hao Ian grabbed her arm. Let go. Tang Bao was angry. I'll explain to you when we get back. No need. Di Hao Ian forced her into the car. Tang Bao did not struggle this time. She sat there and looked out the car window, because she knew that it was useless to struggle. Di Hao Ian's face was a little gloomy. He explained to Tang Bao, I didn't do anything. I didn't know she was in bed. Di Hao Ian had never explained this kind of thing to anyone in his life, so his face was tense and cold. Tang Bao still did not say anything and did not give him any response. Di Hao Ian frowned coldly and pulled her in front of him. He pinched Tang Bao's chin and made her face him. You don't believe me? If I really did something, would you happen to see it? If you knew that I would come back early, would you let me see it? Tang Bao would never believe that this was all a misunderstanding, even if he was beaten to death. Why could Xiao Rue enter the castle at will and sleep in the room at will? Without Di Hao Ian's permission, could Xiao Rue do it alone? Did she think that she could not see through anything? Di Hao Ian's face was tense. There's no such thing. You don't have to explain to me. My biggest mistake is that I have the same face as Xiao Rue. Di Hao Ian was stunned. Tang Bao was forcibly brought back to the castle. Yu Songhuan and Xiao Rue were no longer in the castle. The castle was strict and calm. It was as if nothing had happened between Xiehong and Mudclaw. When they went up the stairs, Tang Bao said, Is there any other room for me to sleep in? There are no other beds. I'll sleep on the sofa. Tang Bao insisted. You sleep on the bed, and I'll sleep on the sofa. Tang Bao turned around and looked at Di Hao Ian. She looked up at him and said, I don't want anything that has been touched by others. Di Hao Ian directly ordered He Ju, change the bed. Yes. Di Hao Ian pulled Tang Bao over and said, Let's eat first. Tang Bao shook off his touch and turned to go out. But Di Hao Ian forcefully pulled her into his arms. What are you doing? Let go of me. His strong possessiveness gushed into her ears. If you do this again, I'll take you the very rough kind. No. Tang Bao's struggle froze. Then be obedient. After Di Hao Ian said that, he pulled Tang Bao into the dining room. The others didn't even dare to breathe loudly. They could feel the tension in the air. The bed in the bedroom had been changed. Tang Bao slept on it, but she still didn't feel sleepy. Di Hao Ian really slept on the sofa outside. The phone screen on the bedside table lit up. Tang Bao picked it up and looked at it. It was a message from her master. Master, my wife is angry. How can I coax her? Tang Bao looked at it and thought, he's just like me. Alluring Bao, depends on the seriousness of the problem. Master, what are you doing? Alluring Bao, angry like your wife. Master, what's wrong? Chapter 135. So he sent it over. Alluring Bao, will you contact your ex-girlfriend? Will your wife be angry if you contact her? What if they slept together? Di Hao Ian looked at the reply on his phone and replied to Tang Bao with a frown. Master, your husband contacted his ex-girlfriend? Alluring Bao, yes, they're very close. Master, how do you know? Alluring Bao, I saw it with my own eyes. Does that count? Master, sometimes one's eyes can be blinded. Alluring Bao, they slept on the same bed. How can you say you saw it wrongly? If I still say there's nothing between them, there's no point in keeping my eyes open. Master, did you see them sleeping together? Alluring Bao, no. That woman was lying on the bed, and my husband just came out of the shower. Isn't that enough? Master, a woman lying on the bed doesn't mean there's anything between them. I think you've wronged your husband. Tang Bao pursed his lips. He sent a message over. Alluring Bao, you're a man. Of course you'd say that. All men in the world are black. I hope your wife never leaves you. Master, Tang Bao got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and went to the living room. He saw the person sleeping on the sofa. The sofa was not big enough for her to sleep on. Her long legs were slightly bent. Tang Bao felt that he deserved it. Who asked him to treat her like that? He still refused to admit it. Was it really like what Master said? Was he wronged? Tang Bao didn't think so. She really couldn't find any reason to convince herself that Xiao Rui lying on the bed was just an accident. She was deceiving herself. During the day, Tang Bao went to the company. She didn't like Di Haoyan very much. In other words, the two of them were quarreling. And even if Tang Bao ran away from home, she couldn't go anywhere. What would happen to the company if she left? Wouldn't they care? It was impossible. Tang Bao sighed and leaned on the desk. She didn't even play her favorite game. She didn't even turn on her computer. Wang Malay walked over. What's wrong? You look listless? Nothing. I miss home. Didn't you just go back yesterday? I'm thinking about it again. Wang Malay felt that she might be missing the Tang Qishan. So he comforted her. If you like it, you can stay there more often. I'm sure the young master will be willing. Tang Bao was very unhappy when he heard that person's name. His face also became gloomy. Don't mention him to me. Wang Malay was stunned. Did you guys have a fight? Tang Bao did not say anything. Wang Malay thought that Tang Bao's listlessness was not because he was homesick, right? When he thought of the indifferent expression on Tang Bao's face when he entered the company, he was even more certain. Hey, how did the young emperor provoke you this time? What do you mean by provoking me? Am I that easy to mess with? He's the bastard. Tang Bao was displeased. All right. Since that's the case, there's no need to be angry. However, you can ignore him and let him know that he was wrong. You did a good job. Tang Bao thought silently that his friend's idea was really bad. This was no longer a problem that could be solved by ignoring Di Haoyan. The problem was very serious. This was the most common problem in a marriage, and it was the most difficult problem to solve. Unless the other party compromised. Let Tang Bao compromise? That was a dream. She could not tolerate that kind of thing. Even now, when she thought of that scene, her heart ached. She felt very wronged. Tang Bao did not expect that she would have such a day. She wanted to turn around, but she realized that she could not leave at all. This was what she could not accept the most. I've decided. Tang Bao looked serious. What? Wang Malay was shocked. Why was he suddenly so energetic? The company won't close down anyway. I'll go out and relax first. You're serious? Do I look like I'm fake? Tang Bao asked with a serious face. You don't. However, does the young emperor know? Why should I let him know? There was a knock on the office door. Assistant Chun brought in the department information. Tang Bao took it and asked curiously, what is this? Information on the staff of the public relations department. Why are they all women? And they were very beautiful. The people in the public relations department have all been replaced by women. The leader said that beautiful women are more efficient. Assistant Chen left after saying that. Tang Bao wanted to throw the information in his hand as far away as possible. He was furious. This must be Di Haoyan's doing. That's right. I think it's a big mistake. Tang Bao was very unhappy. Why was Di Haoyan so overbearing? But he was so casual with her. And he even brought his ex-girlfriend home? She couldn't even have a man in the public relations department? It was too much for her to accept. Tang Bao's determination to leave the company to relax was even stronger. In fact, it was to avoid Di Haoyan. Since he wanted to be with Xiao Rui, wouldn't it be better for her to go far away and let them be? Who knew when Di Haoyan would be happy and let go? Tang Bao left as soon as he said that. He went to the airport alone. Before he passed the security check, he received a call. Tang Bao glanced at it. It was Di Haoyan. He couldn't be bothered with him. He directly ignored him. After waiting for more than half an hour, Tang Bao lined up to go through the security check. Before he could go in, he was stopped by Di Haoyan, who suddenly appeared. He picked up Tang Bao and turned to leave the airport. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Tang Bao directly blushed. What are you doing? Let go of me. In the car, Tang Bao struggled hard. Di Hao Ian directly tied her hands behind her back and trapped them in front of his strong body. His face was very ugly. Where are you going? Far away from you. Anywhere is fine. Tang Bao was not to be outdone. Why are you leaving me? Baby, be good. Stop fooling around. Di Hao Ian's voice became low. What do you mean I'm fooling around? Do you think I shouldn't be fooling around? Di Hao Ian, you'd better let go of me. I have nothing to say to you. Tang Bao struggled until her face turned red, but she couldn't open her eyes. This made her even angrier. Then let's do it directly. Di Hao Ian's face pressed down, and his thin lips devoured Tang Bao's small mouth. You! Tang Bao's mouth was being devoured. As soon as she opened her mouth, the strong tongue came in, and she was at a loss. Her face turned red. She also wanted to struggle even more urgently. Her protests were all blocked in her throat. She made muffled sounds. Her voice was extremely hoarse. I'm going to become a monk. Chapter 136. She was frightened by Di Hao Ian. Wasn't that right? She was afraid of being attacked. Don't be angry, okay? Shouldn't I be angry? Of course you can. I didn't handle this matter well. It won't happen again. She frowned and asked, Di Hao Ian, why do you have to marry me? I still don't understand this question. Then don't think about it. Di Hao Ian pressed the tip of his tongue against Tang Bao's slender neck and nibbled gently. You just have to remember that I have to marry you. The hand that grabbed Di Hao Ian's shoulder was weak. Di Hao Ian, don't do this to me again. Di Hao Ian laughed in a low voice. It was vibrating, as if it came from his thick chest. It was very textured and charming. Tang Bao trembled and begged, Don't do this, don't do this. Di Hao Ian raised his face and stared at Tang Bao's face, which was red because she couldn't bear it. His watery eyes rippled and shone. However, if he wanted her now, Tang Bao would definitely not be willing. Although this little thing was soft now, she was still angry. Why can't you let me go? Tang Bao asked. Never in this life. Di Hao Ian's arm tightened around her. I want to sleep in the room we used to sleep in. Di Hao Ian's face was a little dark. You want to live apart from me again? Because I don't want to share a room with you. If you don't want to, I'll sleep in the Tang family's house and come here every day. How long are you going to sleep? I don't know. Di Hao Ian's face became even darker. But right now, he had to calm this little thing's anger. So he said, I'll think about it. Even if he only thought about it and didn't agree, Di Hao Ian's heart was filled with gloomy anger. He bit Tang Bao's little mouth fiercely, but he didn't want to use too much strength. It only made her moan. After sending Tang Bao back to the company, Di Hao Ian received a call and did not go to tea. The call was from the bungalow. Yu Song-Huan had another headache. The doctor had just finished examining him and was standing by the side. It's an old habit. I'm used to it. Yu Song-Huan looked at his own indifferent face. He was used to it. She couldn't believe it when she recalled Di Hao Ian's furious face that day. Even though she was his mother, she couldn't fully express Di Hao Ian's emotions. I've already heard about it from Xiao Rui. This child, Yu Song-Huan sighed. She knows she was wrong. Don't blame her anymore. If it weren't for the choice I made back then, I wouldn't have let her off so easily. Di Hao Ian's face darkened when he thought of the grievances that Tang Bao had suffered. That girl is very angry? Is she angry with you? Although Yu Song-Huan couldn't believe it, he thought of a possibility and said unhappily, she has a stubborn temper. If there's really something wrong, your attitude towards her is enough. Di Hao Ian was silent. His face was deep and cold. Hao Ian, have you thought about it? If that girl finds out why you married her one day, will she accept it? Di Hao Ian's face changed. His voice was slightly hoarse. She won't know. Yu Song-Huan sneered. I think Xiao Rui is better than her. At least she doesn't dare to throw a tantrum with you. Yu Song-Huan didn't forget that day when he gave up his seat in the supermarket. She recognized Tang Bao at a glance, so she said that on purpose. Tang Bao, on the other hand, directly said that she was taking advantage of her seniority. Such a person was definitely unqualified to be a daughter-in-law. She couldn't stand it. Don't spoil her too much. She doesn't know her limits. She's my wife. Spoiling her is the only thing I know how to do. When Tang Bao was at the company, he received a call from Di Junbai. Tang Bao rushed over. At the moment, he was having afternoon tea with Di Junbai. I'm doing something near your company, so I called you out. How have you been? Di Junbai asked. I'm fine. You don't look happy. Maybe it's because I have too much work. Tang Bao smiled. Was her unhappiness written all over her face? Was it so easy to tell? Tang Bao looked at Di Junbai again. He was still the same as when they first met. His gentle and elegant temperament was eye-catching. It felt like the warmth of the sun shining on him. But it had nothing to do with her. She married Di Haoyan. It was such a dramatic wedding. She could only say that she had dug her own grave. In this world, people who dug their own graves were also talented people. Tang Bao thought of the scene on their wedding day. She was wearing a wedding dress, and Di Haoyan was standing in the distance, waiting for her. She actually walked step by step into the arms of the devil. What are you thinking about? Di Junbai's gentle voice pulled Tang Bao back to reality. Her face was slightly red. She actually looked at Di Junbai and thought of Di Haoyan. This would never happen in the past. But Di Junbai was still so charming. How could she ignore it? Maybe it was because she had been angered by Di Haoyan recently that her brain was in a mess. It's nothing. The cakes here are very delicious. Tang Bao dug a big mouthful with a spoon and stuffed it into her mouth. She stuffed it until the corners of her mouth were covered with cream. Di Junbai chuckled when he saw it. That smile was especially charming. Then, he took a tissue and handed it to her. Tang Bao immediately understood. She took it embarrassedly and wiped her mouth. Girls who like to eat sweets are all innocent. Di Junbai looked at her and said, Is there such a saying? Yes. If it's true, then I can't expose this weakness in front of people with ulterior motives in the future. Tang Bao said seriously, It's okay in front of me. His eyes were full of tolerance. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment, then nodded. It was indeed okay. She and Di Junbai had known each other for so long. Di Junbai had always been very good friends. If it wasn't for the appearance of a domineering person like Di Haoyan, even if she and Di Junbai didn't become lovers, at least they could still be friends. What a coincidence! A unique, low and deep sound floated down, and when it landed on her body, it gave her an illusion of coldness. Tang Bao looked up in a daze and stared blankly at Gu Linchen, who should be in the Middle East. He was looking at them quietly. You are. Di Junbai seemed to have never seen Gu Linchen before. Naturally, he didn't know about his relationship with Di Haoyan. Chapter 137. Oh, so you're my brother's friend. What a coincidence. Di Junbai had a friendly smile on his face. In comparison, Gu Linchen was much colder. He stared coldly at Tang Bao. Why don't you go upstairs and have a seat? Why should I? Then forget it. Gu Linchen turned and walked away. He added, Just don't regret it. Tang Bao's face was stiff as he watched Gu Linchen go upstairs without looking back. Do you want to go and have a look? Maybe he wants to talk to you about something. Di Junbai said generously. Tang Bao wanted to say that there was no need. However, she could hear the threat in Gu Linchen's words. What was he threatening her with? Was it because she was drinking tea with Di Junbai now? Or was it because she was in the room with Gu Linchen earlier? Tang Bao's head swelled at the thought of that. However, it was not good to leave Di Junbai here alone. Di Junbai glanced at his watch and said, Go ahead. I'm about to go back. Sorry, let's drink together next time. Di Junbai smiled. That's a promise. Tang Bao gritted her teeth and went to the second floor. It was similar to Di Haoyan's entourage. There were bodyguards outside the door, and they stood there with an unfriendly aura. Tang Bao did not even need to ask. She just walked straight in. She entered the private room. Gu Linchen was leaning against the window and smoking. He was holding a cigarette between his slender fingers. Smoke curled around him, and a mysterious aura was growing. Tang Bao walked over. Why are you looking for me? You want to talk to me while standing? Gu Linchen asked. I want to talk while standing on the table. Are you going to let me? Tang Bao asked. You can stand if you want, Gu Linshan said nonchalantly. Tang Bao sat down on the seat furthest away from him with a cold expression. Someone came up to pour tea for her. Then, he brought her some exquisite pastries. Tang Bao silently looked at Gu Linshan, who had a gloomy aura. He wondered what this man was trying to do. Could it be that he was plotting something against her? Because Gu Linshan did not look like a good person. Tang Bao thought of the saying, "One who is unaccountably solicitous is hiding evil intentions." "Why aren't you eating?" Gu Linshan's eyes were dark. "I hate sweets the most." She couldn't let others know that she loved sweets, especially when the other party was a bad guy like Gu Linshan. "Weren't you the one who ate a few down there?" "You're mistaken. After all, there are people who look like me," Tang Bao said. "How long have you been watching me from upstairs?" She did not forget that the first person to give her this information was Gu Linshan. That meant that Gu Linshan knew Xiao Rui. He was friends with Di Haoyan, so he must be familiar with Di Haoyan's women. Just how deep did they know each other? Tang Bao thought of something and looked surprised. Then, he craned his head and asked, "Do you like Xiao Rui?" "Do you think that's possible?" Gu Linshan looked at him coldly. "Then why are you always looking for trouble with me?" Tang Bao asked, puzzled. "It's none of your business." Tang Bao knew that this kind of person was not to be trifled with. He picked up the tea and tried to suppress the anger in his heart. As soon as the tea entered his mouth, he heard Gu Linshan ask, "Are you still a virgin?" Tang Bao spat out the mouthful of tea in his mouth. Cough, cough, cough. Cough, cough, cough. Tang Bao choked and coughed. His small face turned red. Gu Linshan continued to smoke as he looked at her. Tang Bao finally stopped coughing and took a breath. His face was red with anger as he shouted, "What nonsense are you talking about?" "Not anymore. What does it have to do with you?" Tang Bao felt that Gu Linshan was deliberately embarrassing her. But after she said, "What does it have to do with you?" she felt that Gu Linshan's gloomy aura became stronger. His gaze also became colder as he stared at her. "What are you looking at? If I tell the Haoyan that I know that you're a virgin, will he make sure that you don't live to see the next day?" Tang Bao was silent for a few seconds before he exploded. "Why are you telling him this? It was a misunderstanding. If I knew that person was you, I wouldn't even look at you." After saying that, he slumped on the table in low spirits. In fact, his small hand was quickly tapping on his phone. The content was sent to Wan Malay. "Come out for tea." "Wan Malay, I'm busy with work, can't go." "Tang Bao, Gu Linshan is also here." "Wan Malay, I'll be right there." Tang Bao's face darkened. The moment he heard about Gu Linshan, he became so anxious that he even added 3 exclamation marks after his name. This guy forgot about his friends when he was in love. "I know that person is you." "You knew, but you still touch my hand?" Tang Bao was in disbelief. Gu Linshan put out the cigarette in his hand, suddenly stood up, and walked towards Tang Bao. He directly lifted Tang Bao up and pressed her against the wall. Tang Bao was almost lifted off the ground. Only the tips of her feet could barely reach the ground. "Why don't you stop being with Di Haoyan and be with me? I'll be more suitable for you than Di Haoyan." Tang Bao did not know what expression to give him. She felt that she must be in a daze now. She needed someone to draw an expression on it. This person was actually trying to steal her friend's woman? Or was he trying to test her on behalf of Di Haoyan? But no matter which one it was very scary. "What nonsense are you talking about?" Tang Bao came back to her senses and struggled. "Hurry up and let go of me. Otherwise, I won't go easy on you." "Really? How are you going to go easy on me? My skills in bed are not worse than Di Haoyan's. Do you want to try it?" "Don't worry, I won't tell him." Gu Linshan's lips curved into a cold smile. He stared at her with a burning gaze. "Are you crazy?" Tang Bao raised her leg to kick, but she missed. Not only did she miss, but she was actually caught between Gu Linshan's long legs. She could not pull her leg back. Tang Bao was dumbfounded. "Why are you so angry? I'm much better than the one downstairs." Gu Linshan sneered. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment before she realized that he was referring to Di Junbai. How long had this person been watching in the dark? But no matter how long he had been watching, she and Di Junbai were clear as day. "I have nothing to do with him. Don't talk nonsense." Is that so? It's best if you don't. Then be with me. Tang Bao struggled with all his might and stopped, panting as he tried to calm himself down. Gu Linshin, if I wasn't married, I would consider you. But I'm already married. Can you stop thinking about it? There are so many beautiful women in the world. One of them will belong to you. The one for you hasn't appeared yet. If she does, you'll definitely regret what you're doing now. Really, you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.